Check me out now. Return of the smooth operator. Shotty on repeat. I say sleep later. This another favor. Consider me your neighbor. Lost a lot of fam in pursuit of the paper. She gon' catch the vapors when we slide by. The way I speak my mind, it's like I peak my prime, but I ain't close. I cruise through the night air. Fantasy a dream. Real world is a nightmare. Like Claire battling the brainless. Learn to live shameless. Talk about me a lot, but claim that I'm nameless. You aimless. So I'ma style on them. They washed up. It's a rap. Throw the towel on them. Gaining miles on them. Otakus for the win. Tacos, it depend on the mood that I'm in. Like Finn when it's time for adventure. This some new blue. Get ready to enter my mind for a few. Come and take a ride with the crew. I'ma show you how to recoup days lost when you vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. About time to regroup. Fly, got my eyes on the view. Never hear lies, only truth. Realize why they vibe with the blue. 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 Vibe with the vibe with the sky. Wait, you know the rest. I'm blessed. I see you frontin' like you ain't impressed, but I still get requests. I'm playing Zelda on the GameCube. I quit spamming my music. Don't ever try forcing the links. That's a high rule. The wind waker, Mother Nature on my side too, controlling the elements. Go and check my avatar. I'm arrows ahead. Get the point. Moving forward. The battle scars accumulated over time are reminders of what I went through as a minor, but made me a grinder. The trees broke down for this loose leaf. If life's a game of death, I'm Bruce Lee. Ooh wee. Lose sleep on the regular, trying to get this word out. Then I crash nebula. Wish I had a very odd parent, maybe two, but it's cool. Everybody pays dues. Now it's time to make moves. Granny didn't raise me to lose. Think I'm in the mood for a cruise. Wanna ride? Come and vibe with the blue. Vibe with the blue. I'm vibe with the blue. Vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the. Check this out, y'all. I'm back spazzing like the elderly worth of my cousin Beverly. Never swear away from the truth. Just ask Heather, be weather, be tripping, starting to control like our destiny. Always give you the best of me until the death of me. My weaponry is a paintbrush. Hush, don't tell my secret. They get a hold of it. If you leak it, get it. It's cool. Got you covered though, look. But let me get back to that cool-ish, loose Why they still lying? They don't do this. Bad at board games, whole world clueless. Selling they soul for Roof Chris. Who's this honored fella? Need a slice, extra mozzarella. Crew fly, let God propellers. Humanity born like they don't trust fun. Why you dodge to tell her? You don't know, but my odds are better. Life's a gamble, depending on who holding the cards. You can start living at large or it's bon voyage. Charge it to the game. Me and you ain't the same. I'm thinking bigger pictures. Why you still shrinking the frame, ever blink in the rain? It helps when your eyes dry. Mob with the bright minds, think you funny, wise guy? Midnight marauder with a new tribe, tired of the fake. Come and vibe with the blue sky. Come vibe with the blue sky. Why do you try? We get them high. Take them high. What I do, come vibe with the blue. Yeah, vibe with the blue. Pass what up? Vibe with the. Wise grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple eyes. You can't see me, you Stevie. Wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Dream on, yeah. Dream on, dream weaver. Dream weaver.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's your boy Ernie, Blerd Without Fear. Welcome to the 191st episode of Blerd Cave. I got the homie Carter Presents in the building. Technically not in the building. He's actually at his home, but you get the idea. Welcome to the #1 comic book news stream on this or any other Earth in the multiverse, and which might I remind you, you can also find on YouTube right here where you are right now, most likely, and you can also catch us on Google, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere else good podcasts can be found, and we ask humbly that you do leave a rating because those do help us reach more listeners like yourself. We are joined today by a special guest. We got Daimon Hampton in the building.
What's up, people?
What's going on, pimp? First, before you answer that question, I want to make sure people understand something here. This is not our little brother like it was last time. I'm joking. Bishop is not our little brother. He is not. He is not our little. He's not my little brother. He's not Carter's little brother. But he's just one of our homies. But no, Daimon is. David is actually one of you. One of Earth's mightiest subscribers. One of Blerd Coa's own.
Y'all done seen him in the chat plenty of fucking times.
Yes, because I know I have.
Blerd Coa proud. Let's
yes. As a matter of fact, I will definitely say that I don't have the exact date. I don't have the exact date in mind, but I remember multiple times throughout my time doing this channel, seeing your name pop up in comments in chat like forever.
I mean, it was the pandemic, so I had time, and also it's you guys do a good channel. It's fun to like actually talk to people about comics from like a Black perspective.
Yeah,
it's like it really changes stuff. It changes what people like a lot of the time, like what they latch on to, what they talk about. Like y'all was talking about Tyrone Cash last week, and I had a in-store argument about Tyrone Cash.
wait. See, this is why I wish Bishop was here this week, because he recently found out. He didn't know who the fuck Tyrone Cash was until I told him. But I sent him some pictures, and I told him basically the 4 dummies of what and who Tyrone Cash was. And that motherfucker sounded cold. I said, oh boy.
Yeah, see, you done messed up. Tyrone Cash.
But if we do see names. If we do see him in the MCU, I wouldn't be mad at it. Hey, you can't. Hey, so you talk about the blackest names. What would you rather have, Tyrone Cash or Ebon?
Yeah, okay. All right.
Ebon.
Can I buy a vowel? Who?
Can I buy? Well, no,
cool. Ebon made sense. He had pathos. Tyrone Cash was a perfectly normal person who one day just decided to become like the worst, and it was like, is that what you think we do with superpowers?
He's like, they're like, nah, man. See, y'all don't understand. Y'all understand when black folks get superpowers, they get extra ratchet.
Yeah,
it's like that's what they do. That's
no logical progression whatsoever. Just
not even a little bit.
Family, kids. An Oxford level degree. Nah, I got these muscles now. It's time to sling drugs. Like what?
Wait a minute. Here's the thing. Let me see if I can. Can I pull this? Can I pull this up here? Let me see if I can pull this up. Because I think I have somewhere on my computer is somehow cursed. I believe I might have imagery of Tyrone Cash in case people don't know who the fuck I'm talking about. Yes, I do. I am cursed with images of Tyrone Cash. And just real quick, I'm gonna share this with y'all, with you, the people. For those, because I feel like there may be a group of people out there who have no fucking clue what we're talking about. I'm trying to remember. Carter, can you remind me of when Tyrone Cash first hit the scene? Was it during Avengers? Was it during was it New Avengers or was it something?
No, it was Ultimate Comics.
That's right, it was Ultimate. Okay.
It was Ultimate Comics. It was Ultimate Comics Avengers, which for people that don't know, the Ultimates and the Avengers were two completely different things in the Ultimate universe. The Ultimates in the Ultimate universe is the Avengers that you all know from the MCU films. Yeah. The Avengers was basically Nick Fury's goon squad in the Ultimate universe. It was War Machine, Blade, Punisher, and Hawkeye. And they were on the hunt for someone, but they needed the original Hulk, which was that brother right there. He was an old man, I was a scientist. The Gamma stuff in the Ultimate Universe was pretty much more so just people doing different versions of the super soldier serum. Yeah. He was an old black man. He turned into that. The picture you all just saw. When he took the super soldier serum and he hulked out, and he went from being a decrepit old man.
Not the crime time.
Yes. So he pretty much he went from being an old nerd to Big Tyrone Cash, because he even had that. Tyrone Cash wasn't even his real name.
No.
And then he left his wife, left his kids, went on an island, murdered everybody on the island to run the island, and then just started getting yams. He just started smashing. He just got at it.
Only a white person would think that made perfect sense.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm a decrepit old man and get swole, I wouldn't mind a personal island with some feminines.
Well, wait, but here's my question: why do you have to go all tatted out? Why do you have to do all the tattoos across his head like he was Mike Tyson?
For the longest time, I thought that when he hulked out, he got them tattoos, which was kind of low-key fucked up, but it was hilarious to me.
Bruh.
Could you imagine? He was a decrepit old black man, but when he hulked out, he got tribal tats and a gangster walk. That sounds hilarious. That's messed up, but it's hilarious.
That energy is why I own both issues of Punisher where he turned black.
Bro,
I found
okay. Okay. Wait. I wouldn't have told nobody.
I need to have it.
I wouldn't have told nobody that I own those, specifically those.
No, you need.
Do we really want him on the show anymore? Did he just want it to be known?
It's like, I thought it was a good idea. It's because that's how did that happen? Like I was looking at it like, okay, I'm trying to piece together how it went through editorial, a whole nother artist, a writer, and nobody was like, "Hey, don't do that. Don't do that."
Oh, well, no. Here's the thing for me with that is that like it goes down into the pantheon of just absolute craziness that we have seen in comics over the decades. Where like I always like to go back to Lois Lane. Lois Lane becoming a black woman for a whole issue, which, by the way, Carter, did I ever tell you what issue that was? Because I think we talked about it before, but like we didn't ever talk about the issue. That issue was from a comic series called Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane. That was the title of the comic. And I don't mean the issue. That's the title of the series. The series was titled Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane.
All right, team. We want to do a new Superman book. We want to do it with Lois. We feel like we can really tell a lot of good stories with Lois, but ain't nobody finna buy no goddamn Lois Lane book. How can we grab people? Oh my God. How can we get that bread and make people buy a Lois Lane book. Put Superman's name on it, even though that Caucasian ain't got nothing to do with it. Book it.
Yeah, no,
I think
that's
most of the issues are just Superman fucking with Lois Lane. Actually, like that's just like
yeah.
he like is always like dangling overhead. Even that issue in
that's very
like,
sexual and inappropriate if he just dangling over Lois' head.
Their relationship status. I mean,
yeah.
But,
Daimon, what kind of comics you reading around here, bro?
Like, Superman, would you still be with me if I stayed black? And he like basically leaves her on red. Like it's like,
yeah,
I don't know.
That's honestly it.
He said the darkest I'm willing to go is Diana, and you're a little bit past that, big dog.
Right?
I think one of my favorite. I love the little. There's a lot of little moments at the Milestone Initiative.
Yeah.
Like summit thing.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite ones is when that was brought up, and editor in chief of DC, you could tell she felt it. She was like, that was a mistake.
She was like, no, we don't. Look, did she hit you with the T'Challa? She's like, we don't do that to you.
Like, I feel like whoever asked that question,
responsibility for it, which I really appreciate.
That's dope. That's dope. I feel like whoever asked that question slowly was escorted out that room. That's what
they're like, excuse you.
No, they knew they couldn't just act like that stuff didn't happen. They really tried their best with it. So
I appreciate that. I appreciate that because you know what? Honestly, you need to take that L right steadfast on the chin. Cause I'm never gonna let them live that shit down. Ever in life.
It's weird. It's just like it's one of those things that's just like really like weird, but it just makes sense when you know history. But it's like this is but it's also weird when you like look at when you talk to people and they don't get it. You like this is the stuff that's been going on for like this was y'all being nice to us. Like, do you understand why they support?
It's like you know this probably wasn't cool, right?
Yeah,
but, well, I feel like if we just kind of. I feel like we really just kind of hit the problem right there on the head. That's the issue. And speaking of the issue, and the ways to fix it, is we kind of oftentimes have to take a for us by us mentality when it comes to that sort of thing, because that is seemingly the only way we really get any kind of like actual representation on that level that doesn't come off as Tyrone Cassius.
Yeah. Okay, well,
I was getting mad about
I was gonna say
Black Adam recently, but I don't know.
I was gonna say when we do for us by us, I don't know a lot of motherfuckers who bought FUBU when it was made for us. I'm saying.
Well, no,
that's all I'm saying.
Well, no. You look. First off, dude, how? Look,
we got to do better as people because it was really for us by us, and I'm not gonna lie. It was in my youth. That's how I will excuse myself.
This man.
I flamed several motherfuckers I saw walking around with FUBU. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie. We got to do better when it comes to stuff like that. It's just if it's for us, but it just I'm a Maybe let's talk about your book, dog. Let's talk about your book, bro.
He's like I'm done.
I'm gonna get myself in trouble. Let's talk about your book, dog.
Yeah, let's
Oh yeah.
He about to start some shit. What first and foremost, like this is a question I want to ask before you get into the book. So you have a comic that's up now called Become.
Yeah.
And this is like and the way that it is, and to show you how much of an unprepared swine I am, I literally came this like saying, hey, let's talk about this thing, and I didn't actually have the images ready specifically for the thing I was going to talk about because I'm an idiot. But I have fixed that. I am rectifying that as we speak, as we speaketh. So you have a comic out now called Become. Can you tell us, like, you just the elevator pitch for the comic?
The elevator pitch, the one I came up with this morning is it's basically a quarter life crisis in space. Mm-hmm. It's about this kid while he on the planet he lives. When people turn 13, they get path. They get the whole future is told to them, right? And his comes after his mom disappears, and then it connects him to this girl Lena that lives on Earth, and it lets him know that they're gonna have this big destiny that involves that's gonna affect his whole world. And then eventually Lena is abducted from Earth, and him and his crew break off path and go to find her because they need to. And so it's really just about it becomes about their relationships, but also the dangers that they face, and then discovering the truth of how their world affects the other worlds around them and stuff like that. So I write it with my friend Cordy, and we are big character first people. So it's really about the relationships and stuff like that. But I like cartoon violence. So I got everyone's got weapons and stuff like that. And there's gonna be some fighting and stuff and coming stuff too. It's just I always want to set up the characters first so you care. Mm-hmm. I hate it when someone's like, "Oh, don't you care this dude died?" And it's but you didn't tell me anything about him.
We ain't got a story.
So it's that's the idea, and we've been working on it for years. If you the volume 1 has this progression of art in it, and you can kind of see it, because we started this, I want to say 2015, and have just been doing it ever since then, on and off. Whenever I can get free time, we work on it. Expand it a chapter at a time. I think the newest chapter is 5, and it's on my Patreon, but I haven't released it anyplace else yet because we used to do it on Comixology, but that kind of disappeared.
Oh, yeah. Well, shit. Goddamn. I feel like there's a story there. But...
I was also going to submit, and then 2 years ago, they just one day was we ain't doing that shit no more, and then it was gone. I don't even know if there's any version of anybody's books that was up there that's still up there. And then now they firing the staff or something. That was the last thing I heard about that platform. So I don't know what is happening. I think I'm gonna start putting stuff on Global Comics. I don't know if you guys have heard about that platform. That place is it looks pretty cool, and they're trying to do a lot of different stuff on there and really encourage indie creators and stuff. So I think if they stick to their guns, it'll probably be a pretty dope place to get digital comics from people. But yeah, that's the pitch. I always feel weird because I'm I know what I like, but I know I don't like what everybody else likes. So I'm I definitely think it's good. You know what I mean? I'll look at pages all. I'll go back and look at stuff from a long time ago and be like, "Is this good?" And then I'm reading, and I'm "Oh, that's great. I love it." But I don't know if anybody else is digging it like that. But.
Well, I mean, I can definitely say that I liked it. The idea of knowing, I guess, without going too deep into the Harry Potterness of it, it's hey, you've been sorted into your house. This is you've been, instead of being sorted into your house, you've been sorted into your life, your future. You're basically told this is your fate. This is what you're supposed to do. Damn what damn whatever it is you thought you were gonna do. This is what you do.
I think about that a lot because I was talking to my friend about this the other day, But like a lot of times people get really into like the idea of fate and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always freaked me out because there's when you look at it from the perspective of like the main character in those stories, it's cool. They're the chosen one, they get to like be king or whatever. But like there's a bunch of other people who just like that dude that helped out the guy who like got killed in episode 2. Was he like just destined to be a piece of shit? Like that's weird. He didn't get to make choices. Like
he just not. It just is what it is. He knew what this
like,
was.
Like what if that's me? You know what I mean? Like
right.
we always just assume that we the ones that like get to win, but it might not be the case. Like we might be other people. So I think that like, and even then, like we have a lot of twists and stuff down the line planned out for the book that I think will be really interesting and talk about like what that experience is like for all the characters and how it affects them.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, that is just like I said, it's dude, like I said, just that based on that premise alone, like you kind of already had my attention there, and also like, can I just say, man, I don't know what led to the adults of this universe being so petty, but I ain't gonna lie. Like I always say, sometimes like you gotta have a moment where where your main character, when you're introducing, you got if you really want to hook me with like to get me emotionally attached to that character, man, show me some adults being petty as hell to a little like a kid, a teenager or something. Like, I'm like, man, leave that child alone. Y'all leave that child alone. Like,
I'm still stuck on your sorting hat analogy, just because could you just imagine like, all right, this person here, all right, Ernie, you get the good life, you get this fanfare and just sincere generosity from everybody. All right, Carter, your turn. All right, you're a single dad in low income housing. Huh? What?
What?
What shit is that type of shit is this? I got straight A's and I'm on the principal list. This motherfucker Ernie failed like 3 times. What?
Yeah,
like
I'm a degenerate.
Like I get the short end of the stick like that. That's actually really dope. Just back to what Ernie was originally saying. Now, I'm kind of different from him. I don't want to see adults being petty to the children.
But it'd be like that sometimes.
No, it does. But I will say, I don't like it. But when them adults get their comeuppance, hopefully, somewhat violently, I'm always down for it. Because I always think about, you remember that movie Matilda?
Yeah.
Remember how that mean ass like swole? What was that woman's name? You know who I'm talking about. How Miss Trump would just do her dirty. Like even at that young age of mine, even seeing Danny DeVito and them doing that dirty, I real deal just wanted some Professor Xavier level shenanigans from Matilda, where she just broke them off with her brain pals. I really did.
They'd be like, man, you being too nice.
I was always like, she's not doing enough for me. Like I was just going off with these powers.
I mean, but let me ask you this, because I noticed that the over the course of some of the work that you've shown me, that you tend to like employ like different like art styles. Like what dictates to you how you tackle like different scenes and stuff like that? Like how what dictates that for you?
For me, it's the mood of the scene. Like I'm always trying to figure out what everybody is at and how they kind of function in that space, and like how they interact with each other, and like what it all means. And like I have a habit of like working on stuff. I'm working on this Sentai thing with Nathan.
Oh, you had me right there. You're done.
I knew it was coming.
You had me right here.
Story. I wish I like if you guys check out my like Instagram or whatever. I posted a little bit of the stuff we're working on, but like it's a short story, and at first we was just doing it was gonna be like 4 or 5 pages. And he's like, I think I wanted to try to get this turned into a series, but like he had only given me 2 characters, and then I'm like, obviously I'm gonna come up with the whole team, and I've got like in my head, I'm coming up with stories for everybody. I got like a background for all of these characters that he didn't even talk about. So I'm like, and like some writers can't stand it. I had to drop off a project because they was just like, "What are you doing? Like, I don't understand what you're trying to do here." And I'm just like, "We need all this stuff." They're like, "Nah, it's not that deep." I'm like, "Yeah, it is."
It's like, no. I need backstories. Yeah. I need character arcs, progression, everything. We're doing the whole Bible.
Yeah. So it's like every time I'm like, what's the joke? It's like, where's this joke even coming from? Like, why would they say this?
Right.
What's the problem? Like, and like, where's the insecurity in it? Like, all of that. So like, that is what's the name? I think would become like early on when we were talking about it. I wanted it to feel less intense than it like what we wanted it to be a little bit. So I wanted it to be a little bit like, what's the word? Lie about it. I don't know. It was a better word, but I can't think of it right now. But like, yeah, a little bit like misdirecting with the art style a little bit. So like people are like, oh, this is a Scott Pilgrim thing, and it's like, nah, it's a little bit. But like in a similar sense to Scott Pilgrim, where you're like, oh, this is gonna be like a fun anime thing, and then you're like, oh wait, no, this is about this kid learning how not to be a piece of shit. Like, oh great.
I will say that, like, yeah, when I first took a look at it, and just once again to kind of pull up some more art from it, one of the there we go. Okay, yeah, but one of the things that I know, like you brought up Scott Pilgrim here. There were a couple of instances I was like, yeah, this kind of reminds me, like, like the, just the overall art style. I was like, it kind of reminds me of Scott Pilgrim. I was like, I was feeling it. I was like, I like this. But like, it also kind of got it's got the anime vibe as well. And like, there were even like some other like manga and anime that like I've seen like before. I was like, oh, it's kind of the vibe was kind of like, oh yeah, it's kind of here as well, and so on and so forth. I was like, dude, I'm really into this. I like how
that's a very very long-winded way of saying that this art is fire.
Yes, that too. Well, And I guess let me explain where I'm coming. Like as a person who, while I don't draw consistently anymore, like that was something I did a lot, and like and occasionally I go back to it, just mostly for design purposes. But yeah, I can appreciate the when you. Probably one of the better ways to probably put it out there is for those who have been keeping up with stuff like the current Punisher series as of late, how they have 2 different artists on that book, one for like stuff that's going on in the present and another that's going on for stuff that's in the past. And while the art styles are completely different from one another, they both kind of convey they both speak to what's going on at the time. And I like when artists do that with a story where it's like, okay, well, this part of the story is this way. I'm going to kind of change it up a little bit just to, kind of enhance, that part of the story. Like, when shit gets whimsical, we can go this direction. But when shit gets serious, we can go this direction. When stuff becomes more horrifying, we can get this direction. I like stuff like that. That's something that I've always admired.
Damon, if you allow me to give you your flowers again real quick, because Ernie he doesn't, like he just said, he doesn't really draw as much as he used to. You are doing your thing with several different ideas you got cooking in your head. So one thing that I've been doing recently, because I think I've told Ernie about this several times, is just taking classes from Ryan Stegman, and just hearing how you all have a scene in your mind where you just said that, you think about what this person would be doing in this instance, and then you just go with it. And there's just the fact that that's all that's in your head is what would this person be doing like right here.
Yeah.
And to just do these absolutely just wild fucking scene, just that came out of your mind is fucking brilliant, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't even. It's weird because it's really just playing, man. It's like it's legitimately everybody used to make fun of me when I was a kid and call it playing Power Rangers because we was like doing it. We would be outside and like basically LARPing, right? Like with my friends. And in my head, like the story was always like I always had the story in my head, like, you know, there was always that kid that was like, I'm gonna have all the powers. I'm like, you can't, but like the scaling doesn't work. Like we gotta play this out, right? And I get to still do that at least at home. Like I'm literally just like, you know, like trying to like picture the words and how they coming out and stuff like that. And it's just fun. It's the funnest way to do it. Like the moment, like even when I'm working on like commissions and stuff, other people working on other projects, the moment I like sit down and a pencil, it's mine. Like I'm just like I stopped thinking about like what other people like trying to meet somebody's expectations as much as just trying to do the best thing and have a good time making it. And I always get the best work like that because I used to like be like, oh, is this good enough? Are people online gonna like this? Am I gonna get on DeviantArt top page or whatever like this without drawing Sonic titties? And I was just like,
he said it before I could get it out.
And you make you like stuff and it's like not right. And you're like, I don't like this. You know what I mean? But like when it's like you just in the middle, it's like good. And so you just like you do that. I think I try to do that all the time. And I feel that way about even characters that like when it's like brand management. We got to do I got to do a short story for the Milestone Initiative. I got to do I don't know if I can tell you what story I did because they're going to publish it at some point.
Man, if you get us sued.
We also got to do the test script was a script from Vito Ayala's Static. And I'm like, that was fun. One, I like their stuff a lot. And two, I like Static. So it was just like, okay, who is everybody? How do we figure this out? And that's like, it's fun to think about, okay, like, it's little stuff. And if you ever see those sample pages, little stuff in the background, it's little, like, just trying to, like, illustrate the, like, there's, like, a scene where, like, Richie is, like, getting scared by an animal. It's just back there to, like, make everything feel lived in. And that's just more exciting. That's for me. Like, I always joke that, like, people are always, like, reviewers and stuff will always ask about a piece like, who is this for? And I'm like, it's not for anybody. It was for the artist. I can tell you that for sure. Like we can't think about you. It's not that we don't want to or we don't at all, but like if I think too much about the audience, I get like I want to give up because I don't know what they're gonna like. I have no idea. You know what I mean? I came out of Last Jedi with a completely different opinion than everybody else.
I feel like I did too. So you're likely not you're probably not alone there in that regard as far as I'm concerned. Like it's funny you bring up like there's certain pieces like and even talking about Static specifically, like this is something I even called out on social media when I saw it in the Static Season 1 series.
Yeah.
Being a huge fan of Tokusatsu, being a huge fan of Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Ultraman, Garu, all that stuff. And there was a shot, and I guess my assumption at first was that I was like, oh, I didn't know Vita was popping off like this with the Kamen Riders, because there's a shot in one of the issues where Static is doing the classic like 70s. I'm not even talking about like not even like new Kamen Rider. This is like the old like OG original recipe Kamen Rider pose. And when I called it out, Vita was like, "Nah, that wasn't me."
Yeah, no, that was
like, no, that was Nick. That was Nicholas Draper Ivy.
The best comics like they collaborative. I feel like people are always. I feel like a lot of times people want to give everybody all the credit to the writer, and like they, I feel like that. I blame Alan Moore for that because he wrote those ridiculous scripts. Nobody else writes scripts like that. Like walls of text. Like I'd be like, no, I'm leaving. I'll see you later, G. But but like you go back and forth with people and you come up with ideas and it like evolves over the course of that working on the story. And like, man, like especially like you see that stuff like and you know that like Nick, I've been a fan of his for a while. In fact, even though I still haven't met that dude, I want to. but like I've always been like I'm trying to get like that right there. So like it was cool to see him do that book, and it was cool to see that stuff. Like that stuff, there was like some like world ends with shoot references in there, some all kinds of stuff. You're like, oh snap. And even how he brought the static hair back at the end, the old to not only the original series, but like the Super Saiyan transformation. That was
dude, it was live, man. It was live. I loved it. And I'll say something too. You know, I feel like people forget how collaborative comics used to be too. Like I mean, think about it. Like a lot of people always like to have the great debate about, oh man, who should Jean Grey be with, Wolverine or Cyclops? And here's the thing. You never would have been able to have that conversation if not for the artist that was on the book, because the artist went out of their way to put Wolverine in almost every scene that they were in to create that narrative. So it's like that narrative would not have been there if not for the artist.
Man, I hate drawing backgrounds. That reminds me. That just made me think of that. I don't know why. I like kind of went off on another tangent, but like that's a whole nother person to draw in the scene. And sometimes sometimes having extra stuff will just like take away attention. So if you do something like that, it's on purpose.
Yeah.
We plan out everything. I think it's crazy. Even like I'm always surprised that like people don't know that. Like, but I've been doing it so long and studying it so long that like I shouldn't be, because I like who else is doing this? Who else has like 100 like has all these how to draw books and is like watched every video that somebody's released online or like whatever about, you know, drawing and stuff like that. So it's like obviously people don't know, but like
So what was one thing I was going to ask you, and I didn't mean to cut you off, was just because you've been bringing up the Milestone Initiative stuff a lot. What was like one of the bigger takeaways from all that? Since you know you had the subtle brag just then of working on a script with Vita Yawa and stuff like that. Don't think we didn't notice. We did.
That was just a sample script, but that was they gave that to everybody to try it out.
You see how he earned it? Did you catch how he just tried to humble it real quick? It was just a sample, big. Did you catch it?
No, because I got to work on a script, a story with my like the big takeaway from that is the friends we made along the way. I'm completely honest about that. Like the Milestone Initiative, all of that whole crew is tight. I've never been 21 people and then like all of these people are my friends now. Like that is the first time that's ever happened in my entire life. And so Jared wrote the script and for the story that's gonna come out in eventually, and like Jared Pratt, I think that's how I pronounce his name, and he did a book called Lemonade. God, what is that book called? He did a book with Jay Oden called it was a graphic novel for Oni Press a while back, and we like so he is a cool dude because he likes to write weird stuff and then make it work. Like he'll come up with a crazy idea and make it work. In a few issues during like last October and December, they
Lemonade Code.
These characters for DC. They had us do that at the Milestone Initiative. And Jared was like, let's do Super Pimp. And like and then Adigan, who's doing Poison Ivy right now with G. Willow Wilson, was like, yes, right? And he drew it, blew it out the water. It was the coolest thing ever. And Jared had this whole storyline where he could pimp anything. His power was he could pimp anything. Which was like...
Now I got questions. I got questions.
It was like that. It was like... But he had to like talk to it and like get it to do what he wanted. It was wild. And he pieced it together in such a cool way. And he was like, what? Oh man, they let us... And strangely enough, for our short story, they let us they let us recreate a character. Like, I didn't think they were going to let us do that. Like, Jared found a character that popped up, and I want to say...
Please tell me it was Buck Wild.
Like a second. And then he was like, can we redo this? And they was like, yeah, go off, whatever. And I was like, for real? And then...
go off.
Look, wait. Who said it? Was it Reggie? Did Reggie say it?
Reggie, I wish Reggie said that. Man, yo, you wanna? Oh man, Reggie and Dennis, coolest dudes in the whole world.
Dude, look, let me tell you something. The day that I discovered that Reggie Hudlin and Dennis Cowan fucks with your boy.
Yeah.
That was it for me. I was like, all right, I that's the mountaintop right there. I don't care about yeah. Look, I've met Chris Claremont, cool guy, nice guy, whatever. No, me and Reggie though, that's what I'm talking about. That's the mountaintop. Yeah, some of y'all want to meet Alan Moore. Some of y'all want to meet Grant Morrison. I just want to hang out with Reggie and Dennis.
It's one of those dudes that makes you feel like he just like makes you feel like this guy's interested. He makes you feel welcome. Just like really cool. And then Dennis is not the opposite. He just cool as fuck, and he's just like you're like this dude is smooth as hell. Like how does he
like
just
unintentionally
walk around?
like it's effortless. Dennis Cowan is effortlessly cool. Like I challenge you, go back and watch any interview with Dennis Cowan, or better yet, I would even say go watch the Milestone documentary. Where Dennis Cowan features a lot in it, and when you just listen to that man talk, and I even had the pleasure of interviewing him in a group interview capacity last year when Hardware was coming out. Dude, he was just super cool. Like, I also love that he kept it real, because when someone asked a dumbass question, it was beautiful. That's all I'll say. It was beautiful.
That's why I was still so salty when we did the Blerd Cave when I came back home, and like literally the day I left, I found out that Dennis Cowan was in Memphis.
He was in Memphis.
He was in Memphis for that fucking con. I was just so salty. But you are making him sound like he is the comic book equivalent of Johnny Taylor. I like it.
Oh, I mean,
like it.
Dennis Cowan is the most effortlessly smooth and cool man I think I've ever seen.
The Charlie Wilson of black comic media.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, kind of.
Wow. You want a real brag? I'm gonna tell you something. I'm so low-key proud of this moment. So we was at the last day. We was having like a dinner. Everybody was there, right? And we all talking or whatever. And then slowly but surely, everybody's getting up from the table. Dennis gets up from the table, and then he doubles back and hits me on the shoulder. And I'm like, what is he going to say to me? He goes, this has been bugging me all week. You sound just like Dwayne. And I was like, what?
Bruh.
Wow.
Bruh. Hey, that's it right there. That's it.
Like,
that's it.
Yeah, like, I don't know who, I was like, that's the best compliment I've ever got in my entire life.
You couldn't tell me shit else after that.
No, look.
Nobody could tell me anything that would refute anything that I say.
No.
Period.
Look, if they said, hey, Daimon, man, look, we about to put you on a book, and then later on come back and be like, man, you know what, actually this may not work out. I'd be like, I don't care, man. I'm Dwayne McDuffie in this motherfucker. Y'all all kiss my black ass. As far as I'm concerned, look, shit. Gonna cancel me. Fuck you is. I'm you know I am.
Right now. I'm trying to get on the book. My Morgan Hampton, who is not no relation, strangely enough, but we got friends.
I was gonna ask too. I was like, wait a minute. I said, is there something you need to tell us? I was like,
he did the Uncle Ruckus real quick. No relation. He called him. So he did it.
No, I mean, at the same time, I call him my comics cousin because we mesh a lot. Mm-hmm. And he was they just announced he's doing a new
Cyborg. He's on Cyborg now.
Yeah, which I'm hype about. But I was trying to get on that book. I guess I was too late. Cause
dude, you know how wild it'd be if y'all would have been on the book? Because you know how DC would have built it. You know how DC would have built it. Two brothers, right? A brother.
I would have
wait, two brothers who aren't actual brothers. No, that's how they would have done it. They would have done that shit. But I'd have read it.
Yeah, right now I'm doing a bunch of other like low-key indie stuff. I'm doing something with Greg Burnham's brother called Solus. We just released the first issue of that back in October.
Oh, Marcus the visual?
The Marcus did a variant for it.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, Marcus drew a picture of a character I made up. That's crazy.
Hey, like, look, you didn't come up because that boy be drawing.
Marcus is good. Yeah.
That man is all over the place.
And yeah, so I'm doing that book, and then I'm doing like I got some other stuff going up, and then I did Wings of the King, and I'm gonna try to turn that into a series this year. I don't know if I wanted to do it sooner, but like I'm realizing that plotting it out, I'm trying to make it's a tournament series.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was the other one. Yeah, that was the other one you sent me, right?
Yeah, It's a prelude. That's just a prelude to the idea, because I was just like, the whole idea behind that is, for a long time I wanted to, one of the things I've always wanted to do as an artist is like be a part of like creating a story and like characters for a fighting game. And I'm like, I can't do any of the game creation stuff, and honestly I'm probably not gonna learn how to. I tried to learn CC2 or whatever, and I was bad at coding. But like, what if I made the comic and then hopefully somebody would like be like, hey, we should make this into a fighting game. So it's supposed to be like this like fighting game kind of thing where like you follow characters and everybody's got their like intense backstory and they all like weird. But playing in a tournament is hard. They don't tell you that.
Hey, look, anime made all the tournament arcs look easy. They made it look easy. Look, look. Let me tell you something. Here's the thing. You know what you need to know? Here's the key to every tournament arc. We don't care about the main character. All you gotta do is have one fire-ass fight. It don't even have to be the two main characters. It could be two side motherfuckers. Gar versus Rock Lee proved that. Gar and Rock Lee ain't even main characters. They had the most fire fight in the whole tournament of Naruto. That was a fight that I was like, all right, I guess I'm gonna stick with this.
Yeah. I mean, Naruto is a series that like people try to talk bad about it, but there's like only maybe like one or two things that I dislike about that series.
Yeah.
But, like everything, I'm like that is a huge influence on me.
Yeah. No, they talk bad about it now because they got hindsight. So now they trying to act like, well, actually, no, get the fuck out of my face. You was watching Naruto. Y'all was watching it.
Everybody turned around on Dragon Ball Z like 3-4 years ago. But then for a minute, everybody was like, Dragon Ball Z ain't got no plot. It wasn't good. Da 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 da. And I'm like,
then Super came out. Well, actually.
Yeah, right. Like y'all playing with me. I'm like, Dragon Ball Z ain't perfect, but like, we was hyped for a reason. All right,
don't sit here and act. Don't sit here in front. Don't sit here, dude. Look. Carter gonna know what I'm talking about here. There's a phrase that you will only hear in Memphis, because I don't think it's a type of slang you will ever hear anywhere else. But in Memphis, we used to say flogging. You flogging right now. If you sit here trying to tell me you didn't fuck with Naruto back when it was in the height of its popularity, now that it's to come out and the ending wasn't everything you wanted to be, now you're gonna be like, well, actually, man, in retrospect, the series was hot doo-doo. Nah, Not when Gar versus Rock Lee was popping off. Not when Azuma was out here trying to shoot the fair one with the Akatsuki and got broke off. No, don't sit here and don't sit here and play with me.
Moments. The other day we was talking about the moment how like I was explaining to my friend like how you want to pay off exposition, how you get somebody to like you got to give exposition in the story. You got to make the audience want it. And in Naruto, it's a scene where Naruto is learning how to do the Rising Shuriken, right? He tried to fit. Kakashi's trying to teach him to him, right? And they got to learn it real fast. So he's just like, "Hey, do Shadow Clone Jutsu, and then do rock paper scissors with yourself." And he's like, "Why?" So he does it. And he's like, "Who won?" He's like, "Do you know who won?" He's like, I lost." "How do you know that?" Because everybody else like at the same time. And he's like, "That's how we gonna do it." And you just like, oh snap! Like you get hype about that, and that kind of thing. It's like I wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to plan stuff like that out. I think like that's one of the things I think that manga does more, and I think to be adopted in anime is like, I mean in American comics is like a more power system, like a more like hardcore power system, because like you can control the stakes better of a story like that. Because then it's like you set out the rules, and then everybody thinks they know what you can and can't do, and then they forget that you didn't say you couldn't do this, right?
Right. You weren't ready at the time.
Yeah, right? So
you had to get there.
Find out, oh wait, you can mix two powers together? Wait a minute, like it is hype. Like, and they did that a little bit in early Krakoa era, like with Jerry Duggan's X-Men. It was like, oh yeah, like we doing these circuits. He was like, that's fire. Like that was exciting, and it made those fights better.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If you like my thing is like, and I'll give you the idea. This is what you need. And this is coming from somebody whose wife does not like anime on the whole, especially Naruto.
You are such a weeb and won't embrace it. It's hilarious.
What?
You are such a weeb, Ernie.
No, I'm not. I'm the furthest thing from
fucking weeb, but will not embrace it.
No, I don't even watch anime that hardcore anymore. Like, I watch one thing, and that's it. I don't. Weeb is a bridge too far for me. But no. My wife, who hates Naruto, you know what got her? The whole Rock Lee backstory. That's what got him. The Rock, like when he was talking about, I'm gonna be a splendid ninja. Like he's like, I don't care. He's like, I don't care if I can't do the genjutsus. I ain't got all I got is taijutsu. All I got is straight hands. That's all I got. I got nothing else.
I always argue that's why black people like anime.
Yeah.
So much. Because characters in anime gotta work.
Yeah. They gotta work hard.
Better than everybody.
Yes.
Goku had to get strong. He had to get good. Just like us. We like, yo, we gotta get out here and work. So like we can relate to that, right?
Okay, that's what you mean by work. Because I'm like, I real deal don't think we be paying attention to anime if Goku was working at FedEx or some shit. Like, man, he working like I'm working, bro.
Wait, he out here talking about Limia energy. This man still got the vest on from FedEx. Like he.
I do not want to see Naruto as goddamn bartender at the Sizzler, dog. I don't want to see that kind of work. I don't want to see Vash Stampede at Red Lobster. I don't want to see that kind of work, dog.
You don't want to see Vash Stampede sitting outside the Waffle House at 2:00 in the morning with the do-rag on and smoking a square outside because he on break.
I do not want to see Vash Stampede at a Waffle House throwing hot grease on people talking about love and peace. I don't want to see that, bro.
Man, no, that's exactly at the Waffle House. It's over. A Waffle House is gone if Vash is there.
Oh yeah, no, the Waffle House is no longer standing.
They already come to Waffle House.
He's like, look, you might have came for these waffles, but you about to catch these hands. Is what you about to catch and come up at Waffle House. But no, like let me see. I think we just figured it out. We now know how to get Wings of the King going now. We know now. This is it. We got the formula. We got the formula now. That's we got it. But one thing I want to do real quick, because I know we do have I think we got a super chat in here. We shall do here. Let me move this out of the way. Clicked on and I were not prepared. The Gokon sure his baby's followed with the $5 says my real name is Tyrone. Comic writers be doing us dirty. Man, look, comic writers, Erykah Badu.
Tyrone is the only black name that white kids who never met a black kid know. Like that's the only name they can think of.
I can confirm it right now. Just because of some sexual exploits I had with someone of it ain't just white people. It ain't just white people. And we can move on from there. That's how we say that.
This motherfucker right here. Extra with the 29 months in the Blerd Club. Silvermine says, "Hey fellas, back to watching live. Loving the guests, man. We appreciate it and thank you for showing."
He had the humble brag. So he did the humble brag And then he kind of leaned into it, but now he's trying to back up a little bit. But every so often, I don't know if you all will catch it if you're watching this live. Every so often, he'll turn real quick so that the dreads move out the way, and you see the Milestone hoodie he got on. He doing it. I saw it. I saw it.
I
can call him twice. I can call him twice too, just so you know this is some shit y'all ain't got. He just do it. He do it real quick, like he trying to create a breeze in the room. You just see the Milestone right there. I caught it.
I ain't never got nothing before. I did those pages and I was like, well, that's another failure on the book. When they called me, I was like, you ain't for real at all. Matter of fact, they recorded it. I don't know why. The day before, I worked at the comic book shop at the time, and I had to do the like final interview at the comic shop because it was like timed there. So I went in the back, and they was like, "You got in," and I was like, "Oh snap!" I was freaking out, and I was like, I met Alex Ross yesterday. This is better than that. Like, that is crazy.
Wait, you met Alex Ross?
What?
Let me make sure I heard that right.
The store that I worked at, he had a box there. He'd come in every once in a while.
Bruh.
Yeah,
now you somebody. Look, I'm gonna quote Carter here. You somebody now. You somebody. Don't lie to me. You somebody.
I know some people. You meet people out here. Like, okay, like I wanted to say this, Carter. I'm so glad you be big upping my man's Daniel Warren Johnson. Let me tell you, he's on a whole nother level. And Dan is not only one of the best artists I've ever met, one of the fastest artists I've ever met. He is one of the kindest people I have ever met in my entire life.
Dude,
love that man. He's so cool.
Now wait. Now let me ask you this: you got any inside track with Mr. DWJ on the new Do a Power Bomb to get he don't bring us any more do a power bomb, or he gonna bring up anything like do a Canadian destroyer or do a Tope Con Hello?
Can you imagine if he does do a Memphian and it's just people getting jumped with 3-6 Mafia, who run it in the background? You just see that in all caps, who run it, bro. We got Poshib in the back. What up, bro?
You know crazy about Dan and wrestling stuff? He got into that stuff relatively recently.
Yeah, he's new to it.
Yeah, he's new to wrestling.
New to it. And he just like delved into it. And it was like, because I around the same time I started getting back, I got really into like going back and seeing people's breakdowns of everything from like Attitude Era and like before. Because I was like remembering all that shit. Like I remember, like I was like, oh shit, that's that's when the what is it called, the Canadian screw job, or no?
Montreal.
The Montreal screw job.
Yeah. That's when I started watching wrestling. Like that particular event. Like everything after that, and then everything after that was just like. So I was just like real nostalgic for it. And then I started learning about the Japanese scene and all the other stuff and all the weird other stuff that's behind the scenes you found out about. And then like, but Japan, like I'm talking to you know more than me, you know, about the Japanese stuff. And I'm like, man, you just got into this. This is wild.
Sir UEG just hit the nail on the head. The fact that he just casually said he just met Alex Ross like it's a regular day ending in Y is crazy. You know what you're doing.
Oh, I do. You know what though? I'm bad about that because I'm excited. I get so excited about meeting the people that I like grew up looking up to. So like I do it because I'm like on one hand I'm real excited about it, but on the other hand I don't want to look too bad. But I'm like at the same time I'm like, yeah, y'all gotta know this is exciting. This is a good time.
Well, I could definitely say I could definitely say 100% that yeah, dude, you have come up. I got the feeling that it's good things coming. I got the feeling good things coming. We probably look. Because I know it's gonna come up here a little bit later again, but because a lot of the folks that were in the Milestone Initiative are I've been kind of keeping an eye out, been seeing little tidbits here and there. Man, look, if don't mess around and tell me you gonna wind up on Blood Syndicate. Or or on Icon or like man, Rocket mess around, get her a little something, or hell, if they, you know what? Look, if they bring back Buck Wild, would you write it?
I see. That's one of the books I haven't read.
Would you write it? Would you draw it? What would you do?
When it first came out, I had to go back and read it recently. That's how I know Hartwell is like one of my favorite characters. Blood Syndicate was raw. Like I was that ahead of the time. That was crazy. And so, because I'm one of the Static Shock babies. Like that's how I know about those characters.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna bring back Shebang. Like,
bro, oh man, dude. Look, hey, they bringing back everything else. They bringing back everything else. Everything from. Everything not just from the comics, but from the cartoon. So I mean, honestly, it's all fair game. Up to this point.
Walk in there and tell them I already got the Holocaust on right now. Just give me the book. Just give me the book.
Wait. But here's the thing, though. You gotta do Holocaust like he a pimp.
I was like.
Carter don't know about the old Milestone. Holocaust had a 5-issue solo back in the 90s. And you legit got to see him lay the pimp hand and run pimp game on a woman in that book.
Yeah, Holocaust is scary.
He was a whole problem.
I was like surprised when the New Blood Syndicate came out. I was like, oh, he's scary again. Like they had him come in and just like run a fade on everybody. He was like,
bro,
let's go,
dude. The Holocaust used to be something serious, man. Folks, like don't get me wrong. Holocaust now is wild, but man, Holocaust back then. Let me just put it this way: that dude. That man might as well have been Ike Turner with superpowers.
Yeah, he was like Starscream if he was scary. Like, was...
eat the cake, eat the cake.
Ike Turner with superpowers is such a problematic statement.
It is. Trust me. I no one knows better than I. But I guess you know what, because we're getting up on time. I want to say real quick, how Daimon, how can people catch up with you on social media, and also how can they check out your work?
I am on Twitter and Instagram the most. And I also have a Patreon. It's all Daimon Drew This, all one word. Tried to make it brand synergy. Lately I found a way to do like a print on demand thing. So a few of my books you can get them through Lulu and like somehow Barnes and Noble online, and I have links in like all the descriptions of my like social media handles and stuff like that. Also, Wings of the King, if you go to the link in my social media, my like LinkedIn thing, that you can read that for free. And it's on Global Comics, I think. Well, either it's on there now or I'm gonna put it up there. And the first issue of Become is up there. Even though I gotta do that one because I actually redid the first chapter because I wanted it to look better. So the newer versions of that book will have like an updated first chapter with like 2 extra pages in it and stuff like that. So it's gonna be it should be
okay. Well, I said shoot me all the links, email me all the links, and I'll make sure to get them in. I'm gonna put them for those that are watching the VOD of this. You're not watching it live. And we'll also have this on the podcast version as well.
Yes, we will.
We'll have all the links, everything, in the description or a pinned comment below.
Yeah.
So y'all can go check that stuff out and show this brother some love, because he is out here and just doing amazing work. And I look forward. I honestly do look forward to just any and everything you got coming up next.
Yeah, no, we got a lot of stuff. Me and the other people in the initiative, we trying to put together like a little anthology thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's coming together really cool. And then my plan is to draw something for everybody, all the writers, because everybody is different and everybody is really cool. Follow them too. Like a lot of them I do in books. Like I said, Mo is doing Cyborg. The Milestone Power thing came out. I think it was this week. I was broke, so I couldn't get one, but I'm gonna get one as soon as I can.
They need to be sending you one.
Like a bunch of and Adigan's on Poison Ivy, and I love me some G. Willow Wilson. She can write a good story, especially if it's character focused. So like check that out. And his art is amazing. Adigan was the one that was like Dennis was like, oh, I know at least two of y'all that's getting jobs immediately after this. Adigan was that one. So check his stuff out. So like, yeah, it's fire.
Before you go, this is all I'll say, and then Ernie, you can do whatever you need to do, and we'll leave it at that. Whenever you get put on, whether it be a DC book or a Milestone book, there needs to be some kind of panel with us in it, because free promo. All right, I'm done now. I'm done now.
Especially if they let me get away with that, I'll do it.
Hey, look. I mean, hey, if you do, you do. I'm not saying it has to happen, but you know, hey, if you did, I wouldn't be fucked up about it. But no, yeah, dude. I just want to say thank you so much for hanging with us, chilling with us. We got to get you back on sometime again, and
yeah, I mean, especially if I get to do anything big, which I'm just gonna keep bugging them. So eventually, I'm gonna come here first, because this is the spot. This is what's up.
My man. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. See, look, and just saying, y'all, just go check this brother out, man. Go check him out. Go check out all the stuff. Like I said, the links will be provided soon, and yeah, man, dude, thank you so much for being cool and awesome, and more importantly for you being a part of the community, but also not just that, but being a part of the community that is showcasing what is possible, and just I love seeing people do the things they're passionate about, and putting themselves out there at the highest level. Yeah. And yeah, dude, just like I said, I don't have a hat. I don't wear hats. I'm not really a hat guy, but if I had a hat, I would tip it. I would tip the hat.
Thank you. It means a lot, because I feel like you're pretty heavy critic. I've seen some videos, you had some points that I'm like, oh man, that's a good point. Even if I disagree, I'm like, give me something. I gotta think about that, see how I feel about it. You know what I mean? Where sometimes people just be like, this is bad, and you're like, all right, but why though?
Yeah. Oh no, I don't like giving empty. I don't like giving empty empty criticism. That's why I always tell people, if I have something to say, I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, it's mid, it's trash, but not have anything to back it up with. I'm always gonna try and have some kind of legitimate criticism to and that's both for something good and bad. But yeah, no, I can't do that. I would be doing myself and the people whose work I'm talking about a disservice.
And if I do it, people are just gonna say I'm a hater. So
I mean, that's true too. And honestly, Carter, I get called a hater all the time. But anyway, we're gonna take a quick. We're gonna take a very short break, and I'm gonna get us set for the next phase. Y'all sit tight. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna be right back. I promise.
Yeah.
Damn. All right, we are back. Sorry about that. I had to take a quick little moment there. Reset everything back up. But we are here. We are back. Doing the thing. Doing the stuff, the things, all that good stuff.
Shout out to the homie Poshib that is in the chat, the newest host of the Blerd Cave. As I said when we were doing the countdown, this is going to be my last Blerd Cave today, y'all. There is no drama between Ernie and I. This was a very amicable split. He's going left, I'm going right. I'd rather not get into any other things that I may not like or he may not like, or things that we may not agree with. But I mean, it's all love from both parties. So nothing but the best of luck to Bishop and Ernie on this right now while I do my own thing. And I am lying through my fucking teeth right now. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere.
I was waiting to see how long he was gonna let this go.
I ain't going nowhere. Bishop just gonna be somebody that comes in sometimes. I like how people immediately are just like, "Nah, you lying. Like, that's fucked up.
Yo, lying ass. Lying motherfucker, stop." Anyway, carrying on right now. Carter, we knew this moment was coming. HBO Max has canceled Doom Patrol and Titans. So
you tagged me in the tweet.
I did.
I'm looking at the chat. People are mad at me right now. But you tagged me in the tweet. I was at work.
Mm-hmm.
I had 30 plus notifications. Did not realize you had tagged me in a tweet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw what the tweet was.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest.
Go ahead. Always.
Somebody else said it in your reply thread, and I kind of feel the same way. I'm not mad.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
not mad.
Not mad either. I'm not mad either, if I'm being brutally honest. Okay, so let's give some background here. So basically, what you need to know is that both shows on HBO Max have been late canceled. Now, here's the thing. While some people will probably try to say that, it's just another round of cancellations, it's more David Zaslav shenanigans, and that's probably true to some degree. This was not while yes, it was a decision that kind of came up in the middle of all this. What I can also say is that this also wasn't something that was done willy-nilly. Basically, for those who don't know, Warner Brothers and Discovery had merged. There's a new CEO, David Zaslav, there's a whole laundry list of problems there, but we're not going to take the time to go into that because we've talked about it before ad nauseum. But just know that the people that make all the money decisions at Warner Brothers at Warner Discovery had decided, after all the cancellation of shows and things they've been doing up to this point, they finally decided to hit Doom Patrol and Titans. Now, this was rumored to be happening a couple of months ago. It was rumored that both Doom Patrol and Titans were on the chopping block. Which, to be fair, I wasn't surprised. But the thing is, I feel like some of the articles that have been out there have been a little clickbaity. Trying to make it seem as though the shows were just going to be canceled like just willy-nilly. It's not actually the case, or at least if it is, the producers behind both shows had already seen the writing on the wall. As a matter of fact, actor Mark Shepard, who
good old Crowley.
Yeah, good old Crowley. Or if you're more familiar with him on this show, Willoughby.
Constantine. Oh yeah.
Not Constantine. Not Constantine. There you go. He basically came out and said that it was BS and that or BS that the show was just being canceled willy-nilly. And that they weren't going to get to finish their show. Because that's the way a lot of outlets tried to make it seem that, Doom Patrol's going to be canceled. They're not going to get a chance to finish their arcs. It's just going to end on a weird note. And he actually came out and confirmed that Doom Patrol was actually planned to end at season 4 before the announcement of the cancellation. So, and this was even confirmed by one of the producers to Deadline that they saw the writing on the wall during the massive changes that had swept through Warner Brothers during the merger of Warner Brothers and Discovery. So yeah, it seemed like it was going to be highly likely that there was going to be some logical conclusions on both shows, that arcs were going to be wrapping up in some way. It may come off as a little quick, considering the nature of the time frame, but it seems like to some degree the shows aren't just going to be left dangling, as we've seen in the past. I like to use Black Lightning as an example for that, because Black Lightning got canceled. They found out the show was canceled during their mid-season hiatus, while they were filming the back half of the season. They had already shot most of the first half of the season when they found out they were canceled. So, basically mid-show, literally mid-season, they had to scramble to come up with an ending, and I don't think it really worked for anybody. Not in the way I think we would have wanted it to. But I've been very vocal, Carter, that I have not enjoyed Doom Patrol the past season. Past season Doom Patrol I thought was the weakest. It just didn't do anything for me. Actually, about halfway through, I kind of started debating whether or not I would continue watching the show. I came back to the 4th season just because it looked so ridiculous that I was like, you know what? I got to see how this is going to go. And this season I think is definitely better than the previous one. I still think it's not as strong as the first 2 seasons of Doom Patrol. It's got moments. It definitely has its moments, but it's still kind of it's going in some directions. Kind of all right, cool. Can we get back to the thing? Can we get back to the main?
Last season focused way too much on Rita, which I think was that she's good in short spurts, but to dedicate an entire half of a season to her is why I kind of was getting annoyed at one point. This season seems to not be doing that. It's kind of focusing on everybody, and that's so each season has focused on everybody, but then they'll have those moments where they focus way more on one person who
than the other.
You may not really care about. When they focused on the Chief's little caveman daughter with the candlestick
Dorothy.
Man.
Or whatever.
When they focused a little bit too much on her, it got a little bit annoying. When they focused too much on Rita, it got a little bit annoying. Even this season, with her temper tantrums and trying to be the leader and this, that, and third,
even
that got
Man.
A tiny bit. See, I never had a problem with Negative Man like that. But you know what? Take it back. Not to the extent of Rita.
No, not to the extent of Rita, but I'm just saying, there were moments. I feel like they keep harping on, okay. I'm going to say this and then we're going to address Super Chats because I meant to do that before we got into this. And I just kind of went on a roll. But basically, my issue with that is, I'm a huge fan of character development. I feel like they keep hammering on the same issues. None of the characters are actually getting anywhere. Case in point. So, Negative Man is all right, we got him past his issues with his dad. But I feel like he's still been carrying the same baggage from the first season just the same. Dealing with his, even in this season, you can kind of tell that while he might be somewhat more comfortable in his sexuality, it's like he's still hiding it to some degree. He's still acting like he's, I don't know. It's really weird. It's like, dude, just be you. Just be you at this point. Like after 4 seasons, if you ain't comfortable in 4 seasons, I don't know what to tell you.
I think he's gotten well, I don't agree with that. I think he's gotten way more comfortable with his sexuality. I think more so this season is more so with the negative energy spirit and the worm that turns to the alien.
Too.
I think
that is the other part. I think that they keep harping on too much. It's like I feel like at some point, when are you going to come to peace with this?
Yeah, the sexuality stuff I thought they did last season or the season before that.
They did last season, but like it just like there's still like those moments where like he just still seems like. You know what it is? It's like he's still figuring it out, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but it's like, man, just at this point, I'm like, just do your thing, just do your thing. Was it Crazy Jane? I feel like they're still figuring out the underground, and it's like, dude, I feel like y'all should have figured that shit out like 2 seasons ago, like the whole thing with like her figuring out her place.
Are we watching the same show?
Dude, no, okay, dude, have you not? Okay, so the whole thing with the underground, like, I'm not saying, like, map it out. What I'm talking about is Jane is still trying to figure out her place in the underground. Like, she's still trying to figure out her place, and, like, everybody else is cool. She's the one that hasn't figured it out. And my issue with that is, like, dude, I figure she should have figured that out a ways back. Because, like, that was literally one of the last episodes. She was literally like, I don't know what to do if I'm not protecting you. That's literally what she was talking about. And, like, Kay has moved on. Like, Kay has moved on. She's good. But, like, Jane isn't good. Like, she is still, like, only just now figuring, like, even getting close to figuring out her own shit. Like, that's what I'm talking about. You know, and Cliff is still just a man-child. Like, he's still just a man-child. He hasn't really progressed much at all. He's still the dude that just says fuck, shit, and piss and makes up random combinations of curse words all the time. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't want this to be a very long, drawn-out conversation because I do feel like you and I are watching 2 completely different shows.
I think you just pay attention to different shit.
That's one way to look at it, but I don't want to harp on Doom Patrol because then we'll just be going in fucking circles. Titans,
I mean, no circles
is
here.
The one.
No circles.
Well,
here. You see one aspect of it, I see the other. That's all there is to it.
And that's okay, and I'm happy you said that. Okay, but Titans is the one I want you to focus on more, just because I think Titans was your baby. Titan was the one you were in. Really?
Not really. I mean, here's the thing. Y'all take what I say about Titans way too seriously. And this is how
I just mean it more so because you
watch
it more than me.
This is how I feel like we're having 2 completely different conversations. Like, you think that I'm just super in love with Titans. I'm not. I just watch it. I started it, so I just keep watching. I'm not in love with the show. I love the 2nd season of it. And I even said that I didn't care for the 3rd season quite as much. I like this season. It's better than the previous one, but I mean, I'm not like, oh my god, it's the greatest show on earth. I don't love Titans the way you love Doom Patrol. Let's put it that way.
When I say your baby, I mean it more so that's your baby because you've watched it more than me. So you can tell if the quality was actually coming back up, if it deserved that cancellation. And I say, because you've watched way more than me. So would you say that it was on the uptick before this announcement?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's one of those things, like, I'm not sad that it's going to be canceled. I'm not, like, going to be out crying in the streets. I'm not gonna be out crying in the streets about it. But no, I'm not behind on Doom Patrol. I literally watched the last episode of it, and that's my perspective on it. And that's all.
Let me ask you this then. With the cancellations of both,
yes,
do you think we'll have a Legends of Tomorrow situation? And what I mean by that is, so Matt Ryan and Constantine.
Okay.
What I miss? Oh, okay. Matt Ryan and Constantine. He had his own show. Wait, it was cameos, own show, canceled, cameos, and then he's on. What'd you mean?
I think you got the timeline wrong on that, pimp.
What, with Constantine?
Yes, Constantine got canceled way before he started making cameos on CW. Yes. Wait.
Say that one more time.
You said he did cameos, then his show got canceled, and then he went to you got it backwards.
I feel like he did have his own show. It got canceled. Then he went to Legends of Tomorrow because it was on NBC.
No. He had his own show, but he wasn't making cameos in the CW first. His show got canceled. His show got canceled well before he was on the CW.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, do you think stuff from Titans or Doom Patrol? That was my whole point to that. Was just saying they had a thing, it got canceled, but then they went somewhere else. Do you see that happening with anyone from these shows?
No, not at all. Not at all. You know, I want to point out something that I find incredibly funny. And this is the only time I'm going to address this, and I'm going to move on because I just think it's hilarious. Choppy, just leave. You seem like you don't like me very much for someone who tunes into my show on a regular basis.
Wait, what happened? What did I miss?
So no, I'm gonna do him a favor. Here, let's.
What did I miss? I gotta pull shit back up.
Ernie talks like he's infallible. No, it's my show. I talk like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So there you go. Yeah, have a nice day, pimp. Have a nice day. You can enjoy in silence. Anyway, moving on along.
But yeah, that was my main thing. Do you see any of these characters?
No. Not at all. Because I mean, I'm gonna tell you why this is happening. It's not a surprise.
Yeah,
it's because James Gunn. He wants there to be cohesion between, and he said this on multiple occasions. He wants there to be cohesion between the movies, the TV shows, even the video games and the comics. So the fact that Titans and Doom Patrol were told to pack it up and go home, I'm not shocked by. I mean, it sucks in the case of the fact that I think that, I wish that, some of these shows did get a little bit longer to cook and maybe tell some other stories that they wanted to tell. Or I wish that maybe these same people, because I don't hate any of the actors that are involved in any of this. I love the guy that plays Cyborg. I think he's a better Cyborg than Ray Fisher was.
Did you catch how we've been watching this Cyborg for 4 seasons now in the sweatsuits and shit, and now we going to the new comic coming out?
Because remember how people complained about that? Remember how people complained about Cyborg being in sweatpants and shit? And now in the tracksuits, he was wearing all the tracksuits. Now people, like, I posted that picture on Twitter and everyone's like, oh man, dude, this is fucking fire, bro. But no, I did send somebody to the hole. Did
you catch? And now I don't know how true this is because it was I only saw it in scrolling on an interview or a statement that came out from James Gunn, where because of these cancellations, apparently he was asked and he said that the decisions for these 2 shows to get canned happened before he took over. Is there any validity to that?
There probably is. I mean, it may be. It may be. But here's the trick. Yeah. So if James Gunn decided that, you know what, we are going in a different direction, but I like some of these people that are over here, and he decides to bring them over, I'd be fine with it. But I don't think he is. I think because it's kind of like what he said with Cavill. He's like, I got somebody else in mind. He says, I got somebody else in mind. I got something else I want to do. I have other stories I want to tell. Like, he's going to keep John Cena in Peacemaker because that's technically his show and he can do what he wants with it. Like, he's not going to can that.
That's John Cena and his wife.
Yeah, right? Yeah, he ain't about to... Look, first of all, he ain't about to put his best friend, John Cena, and his wife out on the street. He ain't about to do it.
But that was one thing about all of this news that I thought was kind of funny is James Gunn coming out immediately and being like, look, those 2 getting canceled ain't have shit to do with me. I just thought that was so funny.
Oh, no. Here's the thing.
You Negroes ain't for to blame me for this.
No. And I love James Gunn. That's why I know a lot of people are calling for him to be fired, but I love James Gunn. I think he's great. I love the fact that, everybody's trying to expect him to be like a Kevin Feige, but I think he's actually something better than a Kevin Feige. And what I mean by that is that he is someone who is very transparent. Like, Kevin Feige is a mystery. Like, yeah, he's out there, he's visible, but he goes long periods of time without addressing things or shutting down. Like honestly, I think that the reason a lot of people have such a high expectation rate for Marvel stuff is because Kevin Feige doesn't shut down rumors. He doesn't shut down rumors. If a rumor's running rampant that's going to affect the way people expect shit to go down in a movie, like case in point, There's a reason why there's certain movies that I have enjoyed in the MCU that a lot of people haven't. And it's because I know what's not real when it comes to a lot of these rumors. I don't go into a movie expecting something to happen because these rumors came out and everybody else is believing them, but I'm not. You know what I mean? James Gunn shuts that shit down. Like, what was it? Someone like how we talked about before about the journalist who claimed that, who was making claims about something that was going to happen in Guardians of the Galaxy or something or whatever. And James Gunn was like, yeah, I love you, dog, but you wrong. You know, how, hell, there was a dude on his Instagram this past week who got mad that he posted a picture of his cat while he was like, hey, you know, here's my cat, you know, watching me work on Guardians 3. And dude's like, we don't want to see your stupid cat, this, that, and third, blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. And you're out here ruining the DCU, da, 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 this, that, and third. And James Gunn responded to dude and was just like, yeah, I don't care what you think. Like, I like that. I like that energy. I like the fact that James Gunn doesn't give a fuck. And if he sees a rumor out there that is incorrect or is going to set wrong expectations, he comes in and smacks that shit down. And that's what we need. That's what we need. If the DC universe is going to succeed, if DC Studios is going to succeed, you need somebody like that. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
I wish I had that picture I could send you on my computer right now where you would just post that. You remember that picture I had of somebody with a squirt ball saying, nah, you finna say I'm not.
Yeah, no, that's James Gunn. Like, right there, bam. Just like, get that shit out of here. Get that shit out of here. Here, let's get our super chats, man, because I don't want to lose any of these. We got one here from Dominic Coles with the $5. Says, just jumping in. Have you guys touched the Memphis situation? We haven't, and I'm not going to. Because, for one, it would bring the entire mood of the show down. I'm not trying to be in a bad mood. I've already been in a bad mood these past couple of this past week or so, since all this happened, and all the craziness is going on here has been wild. I will say this, if nothing else. I will say that it's two things, and that's all I want to say about it, and I want to move on. We lost a black man whose entire life was still ahead of him. He was 29 years old, Tyree Nichols. He was 29 years old. His life was cut short. We learned so much about him as a human being. You know, his likes, his dislikes, his loves, his passions, the things that he wanted to do with his life. We learned all this stuff about this, you know, incredible human being who was, you know, brutalized by the Memphis Police Department, and we only know this because he was brutalized by the Memphis Police Department, and I find that incredibly disheartening and heartbreaking. Not only that, I think that conversations do need to be had about not just the Memphis Police Department, but the police system as a whole, because many of you may not know this, but the police system. And, you know, yes, the officers who killed him were black, all 5 of them. But here's the thing. The police system was built out of slavery. The original police were Pinkertons and slave catchers. That was what their job was. And so long as you have a system in place built on that foundation, you will never have a police system that is fair and balanced to everyone. And even though, yes, you know, some people will try and quickly say that, oh, well, they were black, so it wasn't racially motivated. That's not exactly true, because the police train all their officers, regardless of their race, to be more suspicious of certain people. And I've said this on Twitter, I've said this everywhere else. My worst experiences in my life with the police have come from black police officers. They power trip. If they feel disrespected, they will hurt you. And I watched the video.
And it
broke my heart.
I couldn't get through it.
Oh, no. It broke my heart. I had to watch it. I forced myself to watch it because I needed to be reminded once again why I do not trust police. I don't give a damn what color you are. You can be white, black, blue, green, periwinkle, polka dot, whatever. I don't trust you.
Yeah.
Because you are a part of the problem. And that's all I'm going to say about it. My mood is now down. Let's lift some spirits here. We got the homie Jonathan Moda coming through.
Joe.
We got the homie coming through with the $99.99 super chat. Says much respect. Look forward to the contact details. Thank you for your work. This is in regards to Daimon Hampton, who was on here. And yeah, dude, thank you for that. And dude, also, I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm gonna wait till it happens. But I just want to say thank you. Y'all have no idea how awesome. I mean, maybe you do. Y'all have no idea how awesome this guy is. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm
gonna let your Wesker comment slide. Because she says she likes my Wesker glasses.
Oh.
I'm gonna let that slide because I look amazing in these. And every woman knows when I have these on, I am a sexual being.
Oh, God.
But going on somewhere now. Go on.
Get. Oh, Lord's basis. I love you say go on as one word.
Like my grandmother used to back in the day when I interrupted her watching And He Did Not. Go on. Or I gotta hit you with the Chris Tucker on Fifth Element. Bzz, 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 bzz.
You ate shit. We got Eric Morgan with the $5 says just putting some money on the books for when we get together and jump Carter for pulling that prank on us. Have a good Saturday. # meet me in Temecula.
There were several people that were actually.
Oh my God.
There were motherfuckers that were lurking in the chat that came out
that shot up.
Just to call me an asshole real quick.
I was gonna say you were starting some shit. As far as I'm concerned, you were starting some shit. You better be careful because that's in your neck of the woods, pimp. That's in your neck of the woods.
Just ran into somebody Wednesday too.
Look, you trying to start some shit. I'm just saying, you trying to start shit. I'm just putting that out there. We also got $12 from LP3. Says happy Saturday, Blerd Cave Ernie. Thanks for the recommendation of Once and Future. I love it. I never cared about the King Arthur mythos prior. It's that good, dude. I'm telling you. Once and Future it's something serious. Here's the thing. Let me put it like this. If you have been enjoying anything Kieran Gillen has been writing at Marvel as of late, anything that he has been writing, I don't care if it's Immortal X-Men, Sinister, whatever, Judgment Day, what have you, I highly advise you check out his other works. Kieran Gillen is probably, I would actually say Kieran Gillen's probably becoming one of my favorite writers, period. Yeah. Like all-time favorite writers, right? Like he's up there with Al Ewing. And I say this because, every series that he's written, I've loved. Just about. I've loved his...
What was the first thing you read from him? I want to see something.
From Kieran Gillen?
Mm-hmm.
First thing I read was Schism, when he was writing X-Men around time of Schism. And Regenesis. There was Regenesis as well.
I was Gillen writing X-Men back then.
Yeah, he was writing X-Men back in the day.
Why the fuck do I think that was still Matt Fraction? Was that?
Matt Fraction was there? No, don't get me wrong. Fraction was there, but they were writing very different. They were writing different X-Men books.
Gotcha.
I think because Gillen was on. So here's the thing. Gillen didn't write Schism, but he was writing X-Men around the time that it was going on.
Got you.
Because
that's funny.
Yeah. Because I want to say, oh my God, when was his run? Because so during his run, on Marvel, so he was writing. He was on around the time he was kind of doing work in and around around the time of Generation Hope, when all the Generation Hope stuff was going on.
Got you. Okay, I got you now.
He did it was Uncanny X-Men, and he was honestly, he was there around the time where all the wild shit was happening with the X-Men back then. Like even around, he was even there around AVX, but he didn't write.
Music Group. Mm-hmm. Oh no, but Bird Time Music Group is saying Regenesis.
Yeah, Regenesis. Yeah, Regenesis. That was
remember. Wait a minute.
Remember when Sinister was wilding? When Sinister was wilding with the Celestials, he had all the clones. Yeah. That was Gillen.
But wait, because he's saying Regenesis, and there's a cover that popped into my head for Regenesis. Was Gillen the one that gave Colossus Sidorak and made him the Juggernaut?
I think so.
Was that Gillen?
That might have been.
Was Gillen the one who broke up Kitty Pryde and Colossus?
Possibly. I don't remember 100%. I'm not going to say 100%, but I do know for a fact that Gillen was pretty much around for a lot of the craziness. I don't remember. I don't know if that was him specifically.
Fucking Kid Omega. Yuck. That's the only thing I remember from Schism. Yuck.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know. So another reason why he's a favorite of mine is because he's okay. So him and Fraction were the ones who were responsible for Oya. They co-created her. That's why I remember him being around for that time.
I remember her because she was really at the forefront of Wolverine and the X-Men.
Yes.
But the reason I had asked you that was just because I wanted to see what book you started with and where you are now, because you started with his X stuff way back when.
Yeah.
I started with his Young Avengers stuff, and then I went from Young Avengers to Wicked and Divine.
Yeah, Wicked and Divine was my next.
You wouldn't shut your ass up about Die, so I read it out of spite, and then I ended up really liking it. So I'm like, I have to retract my statement.
Oh no,
I need to read. But since one thing is, since you all brought up King Arthur, another King Arthur something. Have you seen Guy Ritchie's King Arthur film with Charlie Hunnam?
I have not. Okay. I heard some bad things about it, so I kind of steered clear of it. But I've been meaning to watch it just on principle. Was it? How was it?
I enjoyed it. If you like Guy Ritchie stuff, you have to like Guy Ritchie.
It's Guy Ritchie doing Guy Ritchie, right? It's Guy Ritchie just doing Guy Ritchie, right?
Trying to be more fantasy, yeah.
Okay,
that's one way to say it.
Oh, dude, how did I forget? Gillen, Darth Vader. Why
am I Charles Soule?
No. Charles Soule did it too. But so did Kieran Gillen.
Okay.
Gillen did Darth Vader as well. I almost forgot about that.
And I completely took shit off topic. Brother, read these super chats for you.
It's fine.
That's my bad.
No, you're all good. Dominic Cole says sorry for with the $2 he says sorry for killing the mood. You always keep it. No, I'm not blaming you for it. I'm not blaming. It just this whole thing makes me so angry, and I'm just. It made me think about instances where I have had run-ins with black, like me and Carter were actually talking about this last night, and I said I wasn't going to talk about it again, but I'll share this much. I have literally had a black officer put a gun in my face for thinking I was suspicious looking.
Yeah,
and that and I don't know if any, and I'm not trying to make it sound like woe is me, because I don't want to take the heat off these cops and the seriousness of the matters with Tyree Nichols, and I'm not going to call it passing, his murder. I don't know if any of y'all have ever just stared down the barrel of a gun. Your mortality becomes incredibly real to you at that point. When a cop holds a gun, and I'm not talking about like some regular dude on the street. I'm talking about a black man with a badge and a gun, a guy who looks just like you, holds a gun to your head and accuses you of doing something you are in no way, shape, form, or fashion connected to. Accusing you of things that you are in no way, shape, form, or fashion going to or even about to do. And literally threatening to just end your life right then and there. Like, and to put a finer point on it, when this happened, my hands were behind. Like, my hands weren't free. I was on my knees with my hands handcuffed behind my back. And I couldn't do anything. I was no threat. I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't going to do anything. And honestly, it was also the frustration of the fact that I'm pretty sure he knew he really had nothing to do that he could do to me. He was trying to provoke a reaction out of me so that he could do something. The worst he could do is arrest me for having weed in my house. That was the worst he could have done. That was it. And not even enough to say that I was, intending to sell. It was literally all he could find was a couple of roaches, little pieces of a joint, not even that, like barely that big, in an ashtray. That's all he had. Literally, that was all he had. And he was showing out in front of his white counterparts. He was trying to prove that he was one of them. And that's it. So yeah, that's why I feel the way I feel about it. But yeah,
I don't like talking about my stories, but Ernie and I, we did go over our Memphis Police Department stories, and they both pretty much went the same route you think. But let's get some shit positive real quick before he gets back to these super chats.
Yes.
Reggie Jones is saying that since I just heard what happened to my people in Memphis, I'm from Boston, and our dispensaries have THC ramen packets on deck with the flex emoji.
Ooh. So what you're saying is we making a trip?
Who the fuck is we?
We making a trip?
Who is we?
I'm just saying, man. I want that Ichiraku ramen.
I'm from Los Angeles now. We are a very lazy people. I'm gonna let you make the trip and just send it to me.
Lord, this man gonna let me send.
I told you I'm from California now. I wear my socks up all the way up to my knee. I wear my shorts above my knee, and anytime I do wear some shoes out in public, I don't wear socks with them. I'm from California now. I'm not from Memphis no more.
I'm about to say, wait. I always wonder, do they wear the socks up to the knee so they don't have to put lotion on the ankles?
Mind your business. Can you read the super chats, please?
That's fair. Dominic Cole's also with the $5 super chat, says random thought. I think Punisher would make more sense as a black man. Been thinking this for a long time. Not sure if you guys agree. I mean, it would make more sense to me.
Fun fact.
Honestly.
If that's what you want, look up the Punisher of the UK.
Yeah.
Because that Punisher in the UK is a black man.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think we've seen him in a while either. I don't think.
What was that I saw him on? It was something a couple years ago. It's been a minute.
I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to look that up, but I'm almost positive we haven't seen that brother in some time.
I want to say it. Well, no, that wasn't it. What did I see him in?
I'm trying to see if I'm looking it up. Trying to see if I can actually find. See if I actually try and find that, because I'm trying to. Man, you know what? Man, yeah, it's been a minute. It has been a minute.
We old, man.
Okay, yeah, no. Okay, you know what it was?
What was it?
Contest of Champions. When Al Ewing did Contest of Champions.
Thank you. I knew it was something recent that I know. Yep.
Al Ewing, when he did Contest of Champions, they brought him back.
Thank you. That man is the reason I played that mobile game for like 3 weeks.
And dude, look, let me tell you something. Al Ewing is out here utilizing obscure black characters more than anybody else up to this point. Like, I just put it out there. We got one here.
Oh, God.
What happened?
BS filter. Blerd zoinked out off his mind off that ramen with the Naruto headband on. Cricket, don't speak that into existence.
Hey, because you know what I got right here?
Damn it. I knew I should have kept it to myself. Bro.
I got it right here. Pimp. Also, by the way, in case anybody forgot, you do still have the capability to use the promo code Blerd without fear to get 20% off your entire purchase on blerd.com. Just, putting that out there in case anyone, want to do anything about that. We also got Ed Boy in the cut with the $5 super chat. Says Gillen wrote Thor after Straczynski. He had Doom terrorizing Asgardians. Oh, I think he did Angela too. I think he did one of the Angela books. So it had Thor seeing ghosts. Doom was turning them into cyborgs. I forgot he was on Thor. Because I think he did what? It was like 15, 16 issues of Thor. I think that he did. I'm gonna have to go back and confirm.
I'm so happy Ed Boy said that.
Yeah,
because there's a book I have been, or there, it's out fully now in 2 thick ass trades. I have been trying to find this book for years. I would recommend you all try to find it as well. But after the Thor stuff, you all can correct me if I'm wrong. Gillen wrote Journey into Mystery with Kid Loki. I have been trying to find that shit for years. And I can always either find one trade and not the other one, or a couple issues, but never the full thing. But I want to say 85% certain that Gillen wrote Journey into Mystery with Kid Loki.
He did.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. Matter of fact, I got it. 2014. 2014. Yep, I'm looking dead at it. They got
I've been trying to find that for years.
Actually, I have eyes on it. Right now. This is one. It's collecting Journey into Mystery 622 through 636 and 626.1.
It's 2 little like trade paperback omnibuses, but people will either have one of them and the second one be too high, or they'll have a couple issues but not all of it. I can never find them both at a reasonable price.
Got you. I actually know it, and I actually see what you're talking about now because I'm looking at one of the other ones. And it's because there's another one here it's the volume 3 of it, and it's like, this is God, dude, they want $40 for this hardcover. They need their ass beat. You need your ass beat. And dude, it's only like 5 issues. It's only like 5 issues. Why you asking $40? 5 issues.
That sounds like that. Yeah, that sounds like that was when Marvel was being real. They're doing all new, all different. When they give you the like little Comixology code of that trade in the book, so people went in the comic shops and just rip that plastic off that hardcover real quick, take a screenshot of that QR code. Got a free trade.
Man, let's see. We got those. Okay, we got that one, and we got another. We got one from the homie Scott Fisher with the 1999 super chat. Says, "Hey brothers, late to the party. Question on Sins of Sinister. Do you see the Mikhail Rasputin / chronicler Children of the Vault or Apocalypse and Fam's return playing a part in the future of the arc? I do not. I actually think we will see them after."
I was just talking to Bishop about because he's reading Sins of Sinister, and he and I were having a conversation like, how did you think having Sinister with the council or just teaming with you all was going to go well at any point? And I said, you could say the same thing for Apocalypse, and I'm kind of upset that Apocalypse just found his gal and dipped. So I've been wanting to see Apocalypse come back for a minute now. So
Apocalypse, if anything, I think you can see Apocalypse come back. But actually, I tell you what, of the 3, I think Apocalypse is the more likely one. But I feel like Mikhail Rasputin in the Chronicler, I think that's going to be relegated to X-Force. I don't think we're going to see any comeuppance there until we get back to X-Force. I think Children of the Vault, I don't think we're going to see any comeuppance there for another few issues there either. But yeah.
Do you think that'll be like a fall? Because JD is saying maybe Mikhail and Chronicle come into play during the Fall of X. Do you see that for Mikhail or the Children of the Vault?
Oh yeah, most certainly. Also, gotcha. I want to give a shout out here. I don't know if Dave is here. I don't know if Dave is in the chat, but Dave posted something on Twitter the other day that I never caught, and I actually thought about doing a video about it to talk about it. So Timeless, the Timeless issues. Dave pointed out something on Twitter that I didn't catch. And it wasn't from this year's Timeless.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was from the previous. I want to say it was from the previous year's Timeless. I have to double. Yeah, as a matter of fact, it was. It wasn't from this year's. It was from the previous years. I want to point out something that, and I am so I don't know. I never caught it, but it became evident to me when we got to the solicits. Now, I want to put something out here real quick. One of the solicits. One of the solicits for Sins of Sinister revealed that the finale issue is going to be Sins of Sinister Dominion. Okay? I want y'all to think about that real long and hard. Sinister, the Sins of Sinister is going to end with Sins of Sinister Dominion. Okay? We've said that now, right? Mm-hmm. Carter, let's go back to the end of 2021.
Okay.
When the first issue of Timeless was put out. What do you see there, Carter?
Let me bump this screen up real quick. Looks like the word Dominion there, Ernie.
Mm-hmm. Says the moon cracked in a great reckoning, while further in the future, another reckoning leaves humanity with dominion over Earth.
And the moon cracked as well, so the summer house just gone.
Oh no, summer house is gone. It ain't there no more. The summer house is done.
Boy, I hope y'all had some timeshares. I hope you did.
Bruh. But no, Dave from Comic Book Herald, he was the one who called that out on Twitter the other day, and I was like, bruh. I never even called. It wasn't even anything I was even thinking about.
Ernie just be spoiling shit, don't even know.
Dude, I'm just saying. I mean, I spoiled it. Marvel spoiled it. Shit, it wasn't me. They put it in the book.
But it was the fact that you didn't reminded motherfuckers what they didn't read that they didn't forgot about, so they could enjoy these stories. You spoiling shit, Carruthers.
Well, no, wait, because remember, I was talking about this before, but when I brought up the fact that someone tried to point out to me that the little DNA injectors,
the
DNA injectors in House of X,
that was a wild one.
Like I pointed that out in my video for House of X, number 5, if I remember, or at least I know I've talked about it before. But yeah, I was like, dude, yeah, I was like, don't nobody find it weird that we got the Daimon on here like this, just out here like that, just chilling. I mean, just saying, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, no, I read that part because it was literally right there. That part is Fantastic Four, but what I'm talking about, I think people are focusing way too much on the moon part of it. You're not focusing on the Dominion part of it. Wait, is it your last video on Immortal X-Men gave out the whole plot of Sins of Sinister? Hey, look, here's the thing though. I was speculating. I wasn't even. Look, I want y'all to understand something. I had not seen the comic. I had not read the comic yet by that point. I was going based off of information that Gillen had been giving us in Immortal X-Men and stuff that I remembered from the Mike Carey run of X-Men Legacy. Because that's the thing people weren't talking about. Like, when all the when all the stuff with Xavier was going on, with him having the diamond on his forehead, I was like, dude, did y'all forget? I was like, did y'all forget? Y'all know this motherfucker was a whole Mr. Sinister, right?
Let me say this. I feel like if you've been reading these stories and following these stories, you can kind of figure out where shit is gonna go sometimes.
Oh yeah. Well, I've been reading comics for a long time. I've been reading comics for a long time. Yeah,
it's like wrestling, dude.
Yeah.
Like, how many people have been watching pro wrestling for years and years? So when certain things start happening, you already know what the match is going to be. You already know when it's going to, this person is going to reveal themselves as whatever the fuck, you know what the main event match is going to be. If you've absorbed something for so many years, I feel like you can always kind of figure out in your own mind, okay, this is going to happen, then this is going to happen, then this is going to happen. So,
yeah. Dude, look, let me tell you something. I've watched wrestling for so long. I know so much about the inner workings of how the business works. I know when a motherfucker is actually going to be pinned.
See, now you're just talking out of your ass like some kind of voodoo king. Now you see.
No, I'm for real. Carter, next time you watch a wrestling match, watch the wrestler who is being pinned, watch which direction they're looking. Like, watch to see if they're looking at the ref.
MacGyver shit is that?
No, it's true. It's real. When the ref, when a wrestler gets pinned and they aren't looking at the ref, because a lot of times they're watching the ref to see when they need to kick out. But if they aren't paying attention to the ref, that's how you know it's over.
Philly said, who wins the Royal Rumble tonight?
Whoever it is going to be somebody new. It's not. I don't think it's going to be a repeat winner. Winner. Ernie's observation hockey 2 OP.
Bro.
But no, it's here's the thing. Okay, so remember recently, because of wrestling YouTube, people started learning that when you see a ref do this in the ring, that means someone's been legitimately injured. I've known that shit since the old Attitude Era days. I remember the first, because you would see the ref, he'd go put the hands up like that real quick, and the cameras would try not to show it, but that's how you knew if someone was legitimately injured and they need to stop the match. Also, another thing, Carter, this will fuck your head up. Next time you watch a wrestling match where someone's setting up a table or a chair, or they're setting up some kind of bullshit, pay attention to who actually goes through it. If you see someone setting up the spot,
9 times out of 10, they're the ones that are going through.
They're the ones that are taking it every fucking time. Because they're setting it up because they have to know where it is. So if next time y'all see a motherfucker, with the exception of the Dudley Boys, if you see someone setting up tables and shit and being really intricate with it, trying to make sure it's in the exact right spot, they're not putting their opponent through it. They are going to be the ones that are going through it.
Told you all, Ernie is a weeb. Sir Yuri G just said he got a jutsu. Yeah,
I do have a jutsu. I don't watch One Piece, but I know I know people who watch One Piece religiously, so that's why I know what it is.
That's bad that Jose has told you so much about some shit you ain't watched that you caught the reference. Yeah. That's some wild shit. Keep Jose away from me, bro.
Yeah, and boy, the
I don't want none of that One Piece shit near me. Keep him away from me.
Well, no, the thing is, I was actually sitting next to both our mutual friends, Adam and Jose. They were talking about One Piece around me, and they were just talking about it, and I would it was one of those situations where I kind of get how people feel when if I'm talking to somebody about comics and they don't really know anything about comics. That's how I felt. I feel like the odd man out because I don't really watch One Piece, and they were just going off, and I was like, well, let me go ahead and check my Twitter real quick and Ooh, look at these thoughts on the IG. But no, Ed Boy the Cut says, yeah, the guy from Timeless 2021 is the guy Kang was traveling with. Yeah. That was where the guy was like, I guess he was trying to like chronicle what he was doing. I don't remember the full setup, but yeah. Go Contrarians Baby's father with the $5 says 2023 is the year of Aurora. Storm haters stay mad. Apocalypse coming back and shaking his head, and then we're dying over some blonde walls. LOL. Here's the thing. Marvel said that we were going to see big things coming Storm's way over the next couple of years. And while initially I was skeptical, I now see what they were talking about now.
And I asked this question on Twitter after Sins of Sinister when she just gave everybody in the Quiet Council a dose of Dayquil. This whole Krakoan era, could you really... Is it safe to say this was just Storm's era? Somebody else said you could make the argument that it was Sinister's.
You could make an argument for both. You can make. I mean, I think from a. I could definitely say from a who got the most storytelling, definitely Sinister. But as far as like who got the most like respect, I would say Storm.
Gotcha.
I would say this is like the Sinister Storm era of X-Men storytelling right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, 100% on that. I would definitely say, if nothing else, I would tell people, go back and read some of the older X-Men stuff, because a lot of the stuff that's been happening over the last little bit. Matter of fact, I actually, I don't want to say too much here because I have a video coming out. But some stuff that just recently happened in Sabretooth in the Exiles, I'm almost positive is a callback to some older Wolverine comics. For those of you who've read Sabretooth in the Exiles, there was something that happens on the very last page, and I think it has a connection to something we've already seen years ago. And there's been a lot of that going on since House of X. Almost everything that's been happening has been callback to, like, in the earliest days of House of X. Everything was a callback to Inferno. Everything was a callback to some of Apocalypse's earliest issues. We had callbacks to the Externals. We've had callbacks to the Age of X. And now we're getting, and Kieran Gillen's been coming back with callbacks to Regenesis, callbacks to the Mike Carey X-Men Legacy era. I'm telling y'all. Hell, a lot of the stuff that he was calling back to in Immortal X-Men was callbacks to shit that happened in the Jim Lee, Chris Claremont era of X-Men. Characters like Hazard? Who talks about Hazard? Who but the most diehard of X-Men fans remembers Hazard?
You made me choke.
That dude looked cool, and that was it. That dude looked cool, and that was all.
Ooh, I had to mute the mic. Oh shit. Okay.
Look, I almost killed Carter, y'all. Like, look here. I'm gonna pull it up. Look here. Y'all remember this motherfucker?
Oh shit.
Lie to me and tell me you remembered him. Lie to me and tell me you remembered him. Anyway, let's keep it moving. We got more. We still got one more thing I want to talk about before we get up out of here. Or at least move on to the next thing. Cyborg. We're actually talking. We spoke about this pretty briefly earlier.
Yeah.
And also, I want to say too, shout, because I just saw it, dude. Homie, Antoine Ghost Mitchell in the chat right now. Poor Archery Media in the building.
Hey.
I do want to address this because this is something I'm half-assed thinking about making a video about. But he said someone had an interesting thought on Dave's channel. Like, could the Trickster Titan the Omega Web? They're talking about Omega Sentinel. Back to this timeline, could it have been Sinister having ascended to a Dominion? That's actually a really slick prediction, and I wouldn't be shocked if it was correct. Which, by the way, I'm going to hit you back here on the phone. I just realized you had texted me yesterday. When you texted me, my ass was doing the old man sleep on the couch. I can admit that. I can admit that. I can admit it. But no, we got DC Comics, Carter, is going to be bringing sweatpants to the DC universe. Are you excited?
Let the book let the book come out first.
Ooh, he said he ain't ready. He said he ain't ready for it yet.
Well, you got to look at the solo track record that
I like the first series. No, okay, the DC Rebirth one.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't crazy about that one. The one that David F. Walker did before, that one I did like. I did like that one. That was before the New 52.
Okay.
Okay. I think, or maybe it might have been. Or here, let me. You know what? Let me not lie.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it was before New 52.
Okay.
Maybe. No, it was after. It was actually during New 52. Weird. That's so crazy. Anyway, whatever. Point of the matter is, that was back during the DCU era. Oh my God, that was so long.
I completely forgot about that.
Like, you remember that shit was like when it like not DCU but DCYOU.
OU. Yeah.
I
forgot about that.
Bruh. What was that? But no, the homie Morgan Hampton, who we mentioned earlier, who's also part of the Milestone Initiative, who also writes, for those who know, also writes for Black Nerd Problems, who y'all probably have seen on Twitter, Instagram. They do a lot of like wild social media posts. I see them all the time. I believe they have a presence on YouTube, TikTok, pretty much everywhere you can find somebody on social media. But yeah, most people probably know them for their X-Men animated series memes, where they usually have Storm acting like mad, like just mad hood.
I want to give this brother some props real quick, just because I don't think you all realize how big of a deal that this is. Mm-hmm. That someone who was able to get in to the Milestone Initiative wasn't even given the safe route, in my opinion. In my opinion, and when I say safe route, I mean he wasn't given the safe route of just trying to put out a Milestone book and let's see what happens. They skipped right past that and put this brother on DC proper. Oh yeah, that's big. So I gotta give props to that brother for that.
Also, I want to point out something. I want to point out something else too, because this is actually a pretty big deal as well. So we got Cyborg with the tracksuit on, just like he is in Doom Patrol. But there's something else I think people aren't paying attention to.
Okay.
People aren't recognizing the costume he has under it, though. So, like, we got there was a variant.
Make my screen big and see this here.
So the suit that he's wearing, people were like mad about the current suit he's wearing now in Titans that he had in the Nightwing book, Nightwing 100. You remember what he had on there?
Mm-hmm.
So here, let me. I'm gonna get real.
He used to wear shit like that back in the day.
Yeah, he actually used to wear less. Remember he used to wear the little high waters.
Mm-hmm.
But no. So you remember this shot right here, and I'll enhance so you can see it. But like, people were actually cooking him up because they like, oh, this suit's so boring. It's so boring. But the thing is, I mean, if you go back and look at this. It's the same suit. He's just wearing clothes on top. It's the exact same suit. Nothing, like, everybody's like, oh, good, they finally changed it. I was like, no, they didn't change it. He's wearing here's the thing. When he was out here like this, that dude was just naked.
I was finna say, that tells you a lot about Mr. Stone, that he just free balling it on a public platform to let people know that we are the real Justice League. But when you in the house, That's when you decide to put some clothes on.
Right. Look now he like look here. And I'm look. Let's enhance. Look at this man. Look at the brother. Got the sweatpants on. It's the same costume. It is legit the same costume. But
I'm gonna just be out here dick swinging
also,
while my
you
boy
know it's the
Richard.
Mega Man arm. You know it's the Mega Man arm right there. You got the Mega Man arm.
No, you didn't just say this brother got the Mega Buster. No, you didn't.
He do. He got the Mega Buster on. But no, I mean he looks cold. I like this. This might actually be like legitimately good. I think this is gonna be I think it's gonna be really interesting. Now what we do know about this is that the plot synopsis, or at least for how it's supposed to kick off, is that when a family emergency brings Cyborg back home to Detroit, Victor Stone surprisingly finds himself enjoying returning to a simpler life, where everybody sees him for who he really is and always was, rather than a larger-than-life superhero. It's been a while since Vic's been able to lower his guard and seek a purpose outside of being Cyborg 24/7. But a lot has changed in Detroit while Vic's been away. An aggressive new company is turning the Motor City into an overclocked engine for revolutionary artificial intelligence. And no one knows better than Cyborg that technological transformation always comes at a steep human price. That's the setup for the upcoming
I think we're gonna lose our
Cyborg
black
series.
card.
Why?
I think we might be losing our black cards because I don't think you and I noticed the waves that everybody in the chat has noticed. That Mr. Stone is rocking waves because I did not notice.
Oh yeah,
this.
yeah, he's got waves right here. Here, I'm look. Enhance.
How you got all of this as a robot, but you made sure to get the S curve on this right side though. Like,
wait, no, only on this. Like it's like this portion of his head, like right there. He got like right there, or here, or if you see on my camera, like this side, like right here. That's all he got.
How you make sure to get somebody to get the pink lotion in your head to get them waves right there?
Oh my God!
And Scott Fitzgerald, I will put you in the hole because if I see one goddamn issue with Cyborg shaking his hand with some damn sunflower seeds in his mouth,
Bruh.
I'm banning you. I'm gonna ban you.
I kind of want to see it. Look, wait. What if he got the do-rag on? What if we see him with the do-rag on?
Let me tell you something.
And he got a bag of Handicap hot fries.
I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to play anymore. He done brought my cheddar fries into this damn conversation. I don't want to play anymore.
Got the Dax wave grease.
Oh my God.
Look, and you know he saved a fortune in Dax because he only got to use it on a quarter of his head. Got the palladium
dude.
Yes. Okay. All right. I'm putting it out here. Morgan. I know you probably you might be in here. You might be in here. You might catch the VOD. I'm just gonna put it out here. But bruh, I'm gonna need you to talk to the artists. I'm gonna need you to
if Daimon gets in touch with him, just to tell him to watch this.
Bruh.
And at any point I see sunflower seeds or a do-rag
or
on
Cyborg's
head, I'm atting somebody at DC to get the book canceled. I swear I am, bro.
Bruh, it's a RoboCop. I mean, but that's the thing though, that's the thing I always loved about Cyborg is that he is from an actual city, like an actual, like not a, like most DC characters come from fictitious cities, Opal City, Gotham, Central. Yeah. No, Cyborg's like, I'm from Detroit. I'm from Detroit, pimp. It said black dude. Wait a minute. Nah, don't do it, dude. If that man come out looking like Shannon Sharp, bruh, if he come out this motherfucker looking like Shannon Sharp with the do rag on, with the hen dog and a black and mild hanging out of his mouth, I'ma holler.
I don't like all of y'all are being nasty in this chat right now because I don't want to see Cyborg with a wine black in his mouth, and I most definitely don't want to see him with a box of Mike and Ike's and a grape Fago. Y'all are being disgusting right now for black people right now. We need to be together at this time. You all are pulling us apart. Don't do this. I don't want to see a Fago anywhere near Cyborg Carter, because you're going to have the wrong people see him, and then they're gonna start rocking fucking Cyborg stuff. Because you know who else likes Fagos? Goddamn Juggalos. I don't want to see not nan Juggalo wearing no Ray Fisher Cyborg t-shirt.
You don't want to see that in the...
Okay, bro.
You don't want to see that? You don't want to see that?
You got it.
Come
you
on,
got
man.
it.
Oh, come on, man. You don't want to see that? Dude, if Cyborg come out looking like that, I'm a holler. That's all I'm gonna say. But no, I mean, this looks good. This looks like it's gonna be. It's gonna be Morgan Hampton and Tom Rainey on this book. It looks like it's gonna be fire. I'm gonna be keeping an eye on it. side dizzle, side bizzle up in here. Vishon, Osborne, and Cyborg. Y'all ain't shit. Cyborg is a J Dilla variant. Oh, goddamn. I'm done. But it looks good. I'm here for it. I want it. I want to see it. I hope it's good. Oh, man. Is that a cup of Rap Snacks, Master P noodles? Stop.
Master P noodles sounds nasty.
They really do. But I bet they good. I bet they probably good. Cyborg air frying chicken wing. Look, y'all. If y'all ever like watch that Shannon Sharp, that like where he's like, yeah, go ahead, put the hen dog on in the cup. But see, Shannon Sharp too country. Cyborg ain't country enough for that. He ain't country enough for that. Cyborg to 5'9". See, y'all done. Little sigh. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all get out of here. Cyborg to bust out the MD, the Mad Dog 2020. No, not the Mad Dog 2020.
Cyborg to 5'9". I'm shocked. See, Nerd Large started with that one. I'm waiting for the Sci-Hi the King.
Oh my God.
Instead of Sci-Hi the Prince, they're gonna call Vic Sci-Hi the King. Can we move on, please? This is disgusting.
Yeah, let's
I'm getting less black by the minute from what y'all doing.
Yeah, let's move on. Anyway, our recommendation for the week. Carter, what is your recommendation for the week?
Megalobox 2.
Okay.
Nomad. It was actually funny that our boy Bishop recognized that Jonathan Moda's profile pic for YouTube was the main character or one of the main characters of that anime. Good old Gearless Joe. I've watched the original anime, just a really good. I think you'll. I don't know. It's a boxing anime. It's not any kind of fan servicey weeb shit. It's just a nice boxing anime drama, almost. But I never knew that it had a second season until recently. So I've been watching that, and that man, I likes it. I likes it a whole lot. So I'm not finished yet, but I would recommend if you all don't want to see a lot of the fantasy monsters, Rasengan's, what's the motherfucker's name with the saying Gary, him, Burrito, any of that, Lucy, the pirate on One Piece, any of that shit, and you just want to watch good boxing, you want to get something up in you before Creed 3 come out, Megalobox Nomad. Well, don't watch Nomad first, that's a sequel. Watch Megalobox and then watch Nomad. Really good anime all around.
Okay. I respect it. My recommendation is going to be a book that just recently came back.
Okay.
Saga 61.
Yes, it did. I walked in that shop and looking for Sins of Sinister. Did not expect to see that on the shelf.
I about
screamed.
Well, no, because I expected Saga to go on hiatus for like another presidency, basically.
Hell yeah.
If those don't know what I'm talking about, Saga saga went on hiatus. What was it? Was it at issue 50? I think it was issue 50 when they went on hiatus.
Before that, they've had several hiatuses, brother.
Well, no. I mean, but like, I'm talking about the last one, like before this one. Like when they were gone for like that long stretch of time.
I believe so.
Yeah. So basically, we're back again after what it feels like maybe it was only a few months. Maybe. But they're back. Brian K. Vaughan, Fiona Staples, back on the book. A lot's happened since the hiatus, and if you haven't been keeping up, I won't spoil anything, but I'll just basically say that we learn that there's a huge wave of fuckery that is coming. And that there is a chance for what I think is one of the most egregious deaths in the entire series. There's a possibility being presented that it could maybe be undone.
That shit better not be playing with my emotions. I drop that book like a bad habit.
Dude, I will too.
I promise I would, bro.
I will too, because I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that shit, I had I'm not gonna show it, but I had the same one of the characters who was kind of listening in on the conversation. The look she had on her face, I had the same look on my face when I got to that last page. I was like, motherfucker, don't you play. Don't you fucking play with my goddamn emotions.
Okay, real quick.
Yes.
Drake 45, you are absolutely right about Tom King's Human Target. It did come out as well this week, but that shit made me cry. And the fact that book made me show any kind of emotion, it was not getting recommended this week. We're going to do some boxing. We're going to do some boxing. I don't like, because he the one that likes to get emotional over shit. Okay, he's cool with being emotional over things. I don't like that issue got me emotional. I was at work, in my professional environment. So no, boxing. Toughen you up. Ow.
God. Cyborg with grills. Don't do it. Can you imagine that they'd be Prometheum grills? I would want to see that. We got let's see. We have got the homie Dominic Coles with another $2 super chat. Says please have Cyborg with Crown Royal bag. Not the Crown Royal bag. We also got Tubes of One with the 17 months of the Blerd Club. Silver Mine says Brainiac shows up, and Nuck if
y'all doing too much now.
Come up. Dang.
Y'all doing too much now. You're doing too much now.
I'm here for it.
Y'all doing too much now.
Oh, I'm here for it. Let's go. Let's go ahead and get to questions. We're getting to questions from the Discord, and go ahead if you got questions for us. We're gonna try and run through these real quick. Because we, as usual, we're trying to we're not trying to be here 3 hours, so I'm gonna be running through these as fast as humanly possible. So let's see. Massagel 4117 or 4179. Good lord. Question: what was your favorite part of Sins of Sinister? It was much better than I thought it would be, but for me, it would be the part where they tried to take Storm down or take down Storm and got smacked. I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling that because they were showing apparently Storm has been picking up some of T'Challa's habits, having plans within plans. Storm revealing that she had foreseen the fuckery of the Quiet Council and had already had something on deck just for when such a moment would happen. I love that part. And honestly, I know we're getting the Storm and the Brotherhood, as one of the main core books of this. I actually hope that once all this is over, that they let that just stay a thing, like just Storm and the Brotherhood. I would actually like that.
I want to see Storm and Fisher King shenanigans. I want to see that.
Yes, I want to see, because I feel I love how Storm has just said, "Nah, them ain't my peoples. You my peoples." She's like, I'm a Martian now. I'm Martian now. I don't care. This Iraqi is the Iraqi lands is where they shall bury me.
Better not see Aurora Monroe come out with some goddamn "we are not the same. I am a Martian." Where'd I get that from, y'all? Who can tell me what I got that from?
Look, you know what she gonna do? Look, if Storm, if for whatever reason Storm was to get clapped in this, I can see it now. She'd be like, bury me in the Martian oceans with my Iraqi brothers and sisters who knew that death was better than bondage. Dude, I would fall the fuck out. Anyway, but no, that was one of my favorite parts. Also, one of my favorite parts too is just how Sinister realized. I love when Sinister says he's going to do one thing and he just clearly is not going to do it. Like when they were, when he realized that the Sinister clones.
He gave him too much.
Yeah, he gave him too much power, and they're like, "Well, no, we're just gonna do it this way." And he was like, "Oh yeah, sure, we're gonna do it that way." And then as soon as he got away from him, he was like, "Motherfucker!"
It's hilarious, dude.
Dude, I love the way Kieran Gillen writes Sinister. It's great. It's just fantastic. That was my second favorite part. We got one from Jay Dizzle says, good brothers, I'm getting rid of some of my print comics for the sake of space. If y'all were to offer a curated reading order for the Krakoan era where you don't read every single title, what are your bare minimums for essential reading after House of X and Powers of 10? Okay, I got you on this, pimp. I got you on this. The only books you need to be reading is X-Force. X-Force, and I will also... Now, okay, I want to make sure I clarify something here. I'm not going to recommend the Jonathan Hickman X-Men. And there's one reason why, one reason only. Because it's a series of one-shots, and not every issue is pertinent to everything that is going on overall. I will say, curated, there are specific issues of X-Men I would say you could keep. Like, I would say, as far as Hickman goes... Maybe X-Men number 4. X-Men number 4, which is a really good one. X-Men number 5, because it sets up the Children of the Vault stuff. I would also say X-Men number 6, because that sets up the Destiny Mystique dynamic. And X-Men number 7, because it sets up the Crucible. And then I would say, honestly, after that, you could skip to X-Men number 18, 19, and 20, and then you're done with X-Men stuff. I would say you could skip Excalibur entirely. You could skip X-Corp entirely. And while it would pain me to say you to do this, you could also skip X-Factor because it's not... Which I love that book. Carter knows how much I love that book. Mm-hmm. I would also say Knights of X, Knights of 10, whatever. You can skip that. You can skip all the giant size X-Men stuff. You can skip Children of the Atom. I would even say you can skip Cable. I would say you must certainly read Immortal X-Men. I would even say you could skip both Steve Orlando and Jerry Duggan's Marauders. Sabretooth, I think, is definitely something you should be reading. Or keeping, rather. Trying to think if I'm missing... Oh, X-Men Red and Sword. That's it. Wolverine. You can read Wolverine, but Wolverine's kind of all over the place sometimes. It depends on what's going on. But I would say if you really want the lion's share of what Benjamin Percy's trying to tell you about what's going on in the X-Men's corner, stick with X-Force. That is where everything is happening as far as the Beast stuff. So yeah, there's that. I don't think I'm missing anything. Oh, and you can skip Fallen Angels. There you go.
I completely forgot about that book.
Yeah, you skip Fallen Angels. Hellions. Hellions was great. I love it, but it's not essential reading for the Krakoan era.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about Fallen Angels.
That was the one. That was the one. Sick. That was the one. Let's see here. What else we got? We got another one here from Connor Hawk was here. Says, question, so which actor from Titans would you like to see in the MCU? I think Starfire's actress would be a good Storm. Don't kill Ernie. No, I actually said that before. If any of y'all remember my video for where I was breaking down Storm back when I still did fan castings for characters. I don't do them anymore because, honestly, I just found myself wanting to use the same actors for everything after a while. But depending on who it was. But Anna Diop, I think she would be a fantastic Storm. Honestly, she's already kind of playing the character on Titans, because the way that she's kind of being a mother hen for the Titans and trying to keep them out of trouble, and she's kind of like the no nonsense and like, hey, this is how it's gonna go, and here and I'm gonna be here for you, and this, that, and the third. I feel, especially even though I didn't like the third season as much, that was kind of where you saw it the most on Titans. I think she does a lot of people like to try and shit on her for being Starfire, but honestly, I think she's playing a bit. Honestly, can I keep it real, Carter?
Oh,
I think that her, like, the way she plays Starfire, hell, I like her better than the Starfire that's in the fucking comics. So I'm putting that out there. But I like the way that she, she's already playing the character. It's kind of like, remember we were talking about, I think we talked about this before, like with the Purge, the second Purge movie, with Frank Grillo, where he was like, it's like, dude, you're already playing the Punisher. Just get this guy and make him the Punisher. Like that was basically, that movie was basically the Punisher meets the Purge. That's basically what it was. So yeah, no, I don't disagree. But I would also, if we got anybody else, I mean, yeah, Anna, I would love to see her move over to the MCU. I also, I'm trying to think of who else. God, I'm blanking on the boy's name. I'm blanking on the young man's name. I'm gonna have to pull it up. But basically, just know that if I had my druthers, I would not mind seeing Alan Ritchson. Reacher. Yeah, Reacher. I want to see Reacher. Put him in the MCU. He can play somebody. Also, Joshua Orpin, who plays Connor Kent, I really like him.
Child. I take him over them goddamn ones on Superman and Lois. I take him over both of them goddamn boys.
Man, right?
Father God. Oh, Jesus.
Look, even when he went slickhead, trying to be like his pappy, I would take him over the motherfuckers on. Oh, by the way, did you hear about old boy from Walking Dead's gonna be playing Lex Luthor on Superman? Abraham Luthor.
Yeah, Big Red. He gonna be Luthor. I thought tripping.
Abraham Luthor gonna be Lex Luthor over there. I was like, bro, get me out of here. I ain't mad at them. We got another one here. Good evening, brothers. This is from Urban Prison Strong Style. Says, on this beautiful Saturday, my question of the day would be, would Storm join Magneto's Brotherhood if Eric didn't take the evil route instead of the X-Men? Also, that new Storm suit is fire. I think she would have. If Magneto was more like he is today, yeah, definitely. I think she would have joined Magneto. I think she would have.
If she was still the little young black thief in Africa and stuff, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, even then she would have done it, probably. Yeah. But my thing is that Storm, and here's the thing, and a lot of people don't like me to say this because it makes them realize that their hatred of Cyclops is kind of is misdirected. Because people think, oh, he's a cornball, he's too straight-laced. But here's the thing, Storm is not that morally different from Cyclops. Like, morally, they're damn near the same person. The difference is that Storm just has a little more seasoning on her when she does it. She does it in a cooler fashion, and I think that's why people gravitate towards her even more so. But I definitely think that if she was there, especially consider everything now, she would have been a good balance for Magneto. Even if he was like his mustache twirly self. Because I always tell people, and this is part of the reason why I don't jive with the whole Martin Luther King, Malcolm X thing that people try and put on them, and Stan Lee tried to put on them at some point. Because if you actually go back and read those original X-Men comics, which I actually have because I've been doing research for stuff, Magneto was honestly just a mustache twirling villain. He had no nuance to him whatsoever back in the day. Like, he was just a villain. I mean, yeah, he had a mission, but his mission was incredibly misguided. Incredibly misguided. He didn't really become more nuanced until way later. And that's why I don't like the idea of people trying to lump him in with, like, Malcolm X. Because, like, Malcolm X wasn't just a terrible person who had a good message but was misguided. That's not really the issue there. And I also don't think that Martin Luther King was perving on teenage girls. But, as in reference to Charles Xavier perving on Jean Grey back in the day. You remember that, Carter? You are muted.
I didn't remember it, but I did see a recent video you did when you had a panel from that.
Yep. That was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Back when he, like, I love how, like, it wasn't his age difference that would have made it weird. It was the fact that he didn't have his legs. Okay, Charles. Okay, Charles. Anyway, questions from the chat. And then we'll get on down. It says, Blur without fear. That's not a question. This is less of a question, more of a declarative statement, but I will address this because it might be something I'll consider. Jiggernaut says, Blur without fear, you should make a recommended reading video for certain runs. You know what? Maybe I will. That is something I have considered in the past. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's put it on the. Where's my little Black Panther notebook? So where we put all the notes. This is where the magic happens, y'all. That is a phone number. Sorry. What? Don't judge me, Carter. Don't judge me.
Which doctor said a man can dream, Ernie, even cripples.
You ain't shit. Oh, you ain't shit.
Here to you, I mute myself if I'm coughing or a notification on my phone goes off or something like that. I mute myself and then just forget that I muted myself because I can't see this bright ass red light on my mic that lets me know I'm not muted.
You gotta love him. Gokon sure his baby's father with a $5 super chat says, I'm done with this Cracker Barrel Scott X-Men run. We need Chick-fil-A team. We need Chick-fil-A team this year.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
I mean, I like Cyclops. I don't have any beef with Cyclops. I do feel like the X-Men team needs to be, I would like to see more fresh faces I haven't seen before on an X-Men team. But yeah, let's see here. Nerd Large with a 1999 super chat says, came in late, but did Blerd, Supreme, and Carter G, not Memphis, give opinions on Vox Machina Season 2 so far? I have not, because I'm actually waiting to watch it with my wife.
I haven't seen Season 1 yet, because I started doing other things.
Oh, gotcha. But I will say, I heard that Lance Reddick is playing the voice of a dragon this season, and that has me all kinds of hype. But yeah, let's see here. Let's see here. Phillyborn says, are you surprised they announced a new Justice League so soon after naming Titans the new heroes of their universe? No, I'm not surprised at all. Not at all. I knew it wasn't going to be long. I hoped that they would wait, but that's just DC for you. And I know why they did it. Because they were like, is it because there's going to be those people, those crusty motherfuckers out there, the same people that complain about how they hate new shit, they hate change, they just want to buy the same 7 issues of Batman that come out every week for the next 20, 30 years. They probably got in a tizzy saying, oh, y'all aren't making Justice League comics no more? I'm done with DC. I actually saw people saying stuff like that. And they're probably like, no, we got Justice League. We got Justice League. It's coming back. It's like, dude, just lean into that shit, dude. People are going to hate you no matter what. People are going to hate you no matter what you do. There's always going to be somebody who's going to be mad at a decision that you yourself have made. Just lean into that shit. Just lean into it. I do it all the time. I do and say things people hate all the time. And I say, no, I'm just going to stick with it. Just do it. Tubes1 says, what would you say to an X team made of all technopaths trying to bring Krakoa on the world stage using technology? Well, I definitely can see Madison Jeffries, Forge, Trinary. Those are the three that come to mind. Those are the three, like, kind of technopathy characters that come to mind. I'm blanking on others, though. I'm blanking on anyone else. But, I mean, yeah, if you could come up with, like, if they could come up with something, like, maybe get Warlock involved. Cypher and Warlock could get involved because, I mean, technically, technology is also a form of a language, and Cypher, that you can find a way to correlate that in there. So, yeah, I would be for it. I fear that it would be one of those things. I don't think I can see it going long term. Like, maybe like a 5-issue mini, 4 or 5 issue mini, and then one and then get the fuck out. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see here. Bill says, "Will you bring Ash from 10 of?"
Thinking that should have been Swords.
Probably Swords. Yeah, 10 of Swords for a cross the pond crossover of a future Blerd.
Oh
Cave.
no, it wasn't 10 of Swords.
Oh no, Acts of Word. I know it's a pocket. X of Words. I know he's talking about. I mean, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't be against it. I'm familiar with them. As if I'm remembering correctly, I have, like, not all the time. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm like super duper interactive with everybody, or whatever. But I do want to say that I'm almost positive we've had interactions on. I think we've had interactions before.
Okay.
Almost positive. But yeah, there you go. Let's see here. Let's see. That's not a question. That is not a question. Let's see here. I'm looking. What would... Okay, here's one. Here's a wild one. What would Wakanda look like in Sins of Sinister? I don't know. I'd be scared to find out. I'd be terrified, honestly. I don't think I'd want to see that.
Well, I see how much time we have left, so I'm just going to ask this one question, and I'm going to leave it there.
Go ahead.
If Sinister is controlling everyone in Wakanda, would that mean that everyone in Wakanda is wearing blackface?
Or is he wearing blackface a lot?
Oh, God.
You know what? I'm going to go with that answer. Did anything ever come of Quanon's daughter thing? No. The daughter was destroyed in Hellions and I don't think it's been addressed since then. I haven't been keeping up with Marauders, which is where Quanon is hanging out these days, but I don't know if it's come up there or not. Let's see here. Who's winning the Rumble? Honestly, I have no idea. I've heard Cody is coming back, and if that's the case, I would say put him in it and let him win it, but that's just me. It would be a good way for WWE if they actually want to shit on AEW, they could do it that way. That'd be like the only way they could probably do it. Who would you cast as Emma Frost in the MCU? Ooh. That's a tough one. That's something I would have to... Well, you know what? Actually, you know what? Here. Let's see something. I may have answered this question. It may even be in the FA of the Q. Natalie Dormer. There you go. I did. It's in the FAQ. There you go. Booyah. I'm done. Moving on. Let's see here. What are you guys' thoughts on Without Remorse being a prequel to the Rainbow Six movie coming out starring Michael B. Jordan? Will it hold up? I'm not the hugest fan of the Rainbow Six stuff or Tom Clancy, so I have no opinion. I used to play the video games back in the day, and that is the most Rainbow Six I have ever engaged with. I don't know about you, Carter. Same? Okay, there you go. Odds of Mr. Terrific showing up in Cyborg. I'd say high. They're high. High odds. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily take it to Vegas, but I mean, you might be able to get a little something. And let's see here. There's a lot of questions. I can't answer that. That it would push us over the 3 hour mark. Oh god. Let's see here. Yeah, I got nothing. Carter, you got anything? You have anything you want to address? I have nothing that I want to address. So I'm gonna leave it at that. That is the show, y'all. I want to get out of here before we hit the 3 hour mark. Because every time we go over 3 hours, it usually ends up going like 3.5 hours. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. So I'm going to do it like this. We're going to be very succinct here in just saying that I want to say shout out to Daimon Hampton for hanging out with us today and talking with us about Become. Once again, I'm going to try and remember to put all the links and everything in the description, pin comment below for those watching the VOD. And I'll also put it out there on social media. So that said, for Earth's mightiest subscribers, for Earth's mightiest listeners, for Earth's mightiest patrons, for Blerd Club, for Blerd Koa, for Daimon Hampton, who was with us earlier, for Carter Presents, I'm the Blerd without fear. And Hogan!
I knew it was coming.
You can go to hell.
Bye!